local advice on your insurance. We're located in the Aiken Center, 304-283-0864.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
It's time for the excitement of NCAA Division II football, featuring the Shepherd University Rams and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Today's play-by-play coverage is being brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, Smallwood and Small Insurance Agency, Powered Beck and Matzaref Law Offices, Senate Finance Chairman Jason Barrett, Hagerstown Ford, Fort Evans Archery, Rocks Local Markets, the Brown Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, personal injury attorneys, Cody's Auto Body, the Palace Lounge, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, the Berkeley County Health Department, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, Ameriprise Financial and the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, CMA Honda of Winchester, CMA Chevy and Toyota of Martinsburg, CMA Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Martinsburg, Dignity Memorial Rosedale Funeral Home and Cemetery of Martinsburg, Floor Pools of Martinsburg, Hagerstown, and Chambersburg, Inferno Brewery and Andy's Pizza. Standing by is our TV10 broadcast team. So let's head to the field and get today's pregame show underway.
And a very pleasant good morning across the Eastern Panhandle, or wherever you may be tuning in. Welcome into TV10 coverage of Shepherd Ram football. It's the Battle of the Rams today here at Ram Stadium as the 3-2 Golden Rams of Westchester University take on our 1-4 Shepherd University Rams. For TV10 Sports, I am Matt Crawford. To my left is Travis Smith. And Travis, we're finally able to talk about coming off of a victory for the first time in this 2025 campaign. Shepherd getting the win last week at Millersville, and I think much-needed win is the understatement of the century.
Absolutely, and it was a game where it was back and forth, but you're starting to see this team, now they're beginning to gel. We talked about that at the beginning of the year where they had such a difficult task going up against teams that had a lot of returners, and the edge was going to be, in terms of chemistry, going to be in favor of their opponents, but now you're starting to see this team develop some chemistry, and I think one of the pairs of guys that really shone brightly last week was Mike Hardaway and Batten at the wide receiver position. Had a really good game, had 2 touchdowns, and you just saw those 2 guys really develop a trust between one another where Hardaway was able to put the ball in the spot and Batten was able to track it down and make a big play. So that's something that we could certainly see a lot of today.
For the Rams, they're coming off of their first win of the season. For Westchester, they're coming off of a loss last time out. 45-14 was the final against East Stroudsburg, and a loss that featured a situation that may impact them for the coming weeks. Their starting quarterback, Cooper Jordan, who is also their leading rusher on the season, looks like he is going to be sidelined today. We're still waiting for the official word, but during warm-ups, he was in street clothes with a boot on that left foot, so not expecting him to go today. So instead, you're going to see Ethan Kohler, from what we've been told, more of a drop-back, stand-in-the-pocket quarterback, whereas Cooper Jordan was going to run around a little bit more, was going to be that dual-threat option. So for Shepherd, you're going to have to adjust their game plan a little bit and look at more of a traditional running game and a traditional passing game.
That, and You can also take the vantage point of they don't have to adjust their game plan because Jordan is a better quarterback. So if you go in with that same type of game plan with the idea of that you're going to have to harass the quarterback, I think they learned their lesson in that slippery rock game where you don't want to back off when the new quarterback comes in the game. And you saw that last week with Millersville where Shepherd was dialing up more blitzes, and that's putting a little less emphasis on the defense as far as sitting back, reading, and reacting. Instead, you call a blitz. Everybody knows specifically what their job is, and you saw Shepherd production increased last week in terms of getting pressure on the quarterback and also getting sacks. They only had 3 sacks coming into last week's game. They were able to match that output with 3 sacks, and they're going up against a ball club that just has trouble protecting the quarterback. Last week, Westchester gave up 6 sacks in that loss versus East Stroudsburg, so I think we're going to see a whole lot of different defensive pressures coming from that Shepherd Rams unit.
Today's pregame show brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Call them at 304-350-1931. On the backside of this timeout, we will hear from the man in charge of the Shepherd football program, head coach Ernie McCook. This is Shepherd Ram football on TV10.
Did you know a fully loaded truck weighs 80,000 pounds?
I do know that they can cause a lot of damage in a wreck.
Over 40,000 people die every year in crashes.
And distracted driving is getting even worse.
I wish we had better ways to prevent distracted driving.
Me too. But one thing we can do is help people who've been injured in car and truck accidents.
Hurting almost heaven? Dial the 7s. 304-777-7777.
SkinnerWins.com. Fort Evans Archery of Inwood is your local full-service archery pro shop with sales and setup, maintenance, repairs, and sight-ins. Fort Evans Archery is a full stocking dealer for all your favorites like Hoyt, Matthews, Elite, Bowtech, Mission, and Bear, with crossbows from Raven, 10-Point, Barnett, and Excalibur. And Fort Evans Archery has a sight range out to 60 yards. Fort Evans Archery, 998 Ardenelville Road, Suite 2, Inwood, open Tuesday to Friday, 10 a.m. until 6, Saturdays 9:30 to 4. FortEvansArchery.com.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. We have been challenged to sell 20 new and used vehicles each and every day for the rest of the year. This means you save thousands. Hagerstown Ford is the largest Ford store on the I-81 corridor, ranked among the top dealerships in the country in sales volume and customer satisfaction. If you are even thinking about buying a new car, now is the time. Visit HagerstownFord.com and choose your new ride, and we will bring it to you. You will sign all the documents from your phone and skip that awful finance process that consumes your entire day in the dealership. Let's recap. Hagerstown Ford must sell 20 vehicles a day. You will sign all the documents from your phone on your time. We will bring your new ride to you, and you're done. It's that easy. If you don't like it, return it. Our return policy is better than Walmart, and our buying experience is better than Amazon. And you save thousands. Hagerstown Ford is the #1 Ford store from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C., from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland. Now, we want to be the #1 Ford store in the nation.
Hagerstown Ford, right off Interstate 81, across from the Valley Mall.
We welcome you back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. Our pregame coaches interview is brought to you by Parsons Ford of Martinsburg at 1400 Shepherdstown Road. They became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Here with Shepherd Rams head coach Ernie McCook. Coach, guys got the first win on Saturday against Millersville. Ask you about the overall performance. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought we did a lot of good things in all 3 phases. It was 2 teams that were going to fight for a win. I thought we were able to run the football effectively. I was really pleased with how our offensive line played. I thought our quarterback played extremely well. Receivers made some plays. Defense got settled in after the first quarter, and I thought it really became very aggressive, and we're putting Millersville in tough spots. We did have some things that we need to be better at kind of moving forward. I think each week you got to be a little bit better to be a more difficult football team to compete with. I think we have a lot of room for improvement, but I was pleased with coming away with the win.
I'll ask you about the defense more specifically. Probably their best, if not one of their best performances of the year so far. They were able to get off the field. What did you feel about their performance?
I thought they were putting a lot of pressure on Millersville. I thought they did a great job of making the quarterback uncomfortable, getting to him, and creating turnovers. And I was really pleased with the defense. You could see them getting better from the start of the game to the end of the game, and they played the entire 60 minutes.
There was a portion of the game in the first half where we saw Michael Hardyway throw an interception. Then we saw 2 series with Ezra Bagent. What can you tell us about what went on there, because we saw Hardy away for the rest of the game, and then I thought he played pretty well. What did you think of the passing performance overall?
I was really happy with Michael Hardaway, and the interception really had no bearing on where Ezra was going to play. I had made up my mind earlier in the week that we were going to give Ezra an opportunity to compete, and I said it was going to be at the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter. It just happened to happen where the interception happened, but that had no bearing on it. Had he thrown a touchdown pass, Ezra was going to play the next series. So it had everything to do with want to have competition at every position we're at. I wanted to give Ezra an opportunity to play in a significant role in meaningful time. And we may continue to do that. We also may want to see what Jackson Ziegler can do as well. But we're really happy with what Michael's doing. He's getting more and more comfortable with the offense and the guys around him. So I think that his growth, and I think competition is healthy. I think it makes everybody better, and I think it is keeps it real for us.
If you had to name a couple things that you felt like you guys did better on Saturday versus the first 4 games, what do you think it would be?
I think we're taking care of the football better. I think that's real. I think we're able to run the football. I think our offensive line, I can see a lot of good things happening with those guys getting better. I think that we're the young guys that had to play early. You can see the more experience they're getting in all 3 phases, offensively, defensively, and special teams wise. And so I think it's a young football team in some areas. I think it's an experienced football team that needs to continue to work to be in sync. I think we're becoming a more and more efficient football team in all 3 phases.
There was a couple plays where Millersville was able to hit you over the top for some deep touchdowns. Do you feel like giving up some plays like that are still one of the biggest areas of growth that the team has?
And nobody wants to give up big explosive plays, and I think that that's something that our defense is going to continue to work hard at. It's about eye discipline and understanding, what the scheme is that you have. And I think it's a lot about, just discipline of playing the fundamentals of your position have gotten away from us in those 2 instances. And Millersville was able to connect on it. So, it was an overthrown incomplete pass. We're not really talking about it, but they were able to connect on it. We've got to be better. We have to be more consistent in those areas.
I'll move on to Westchester this week. Cooper Jordan, their quarterback, has given a lot of teams a lot of trouble, including you guys in previous games. He did leave late in the third quarter against East Stroudsburg with an ankle injury, didn't come back. Have you heard anything about that? Are you preparing for him or another quarterback, and just preparing for Westchester's game in general?
Well, he is the Offensive Player of the Year from last year. He's a very dynamic player. He is somebody that he made some great throws against us last year. He can throw the football. He's elusive. He is, he's a dual threat quarterback. He's explosive with his legs. We're anticipating him playing in the 2 deep that we got. He's going to play, so we're preparing for him and we'll have a game plan for that.
When it comes to running quarterbacks in general, how difficult can that be to prepare for? I know it can take maybe a lot of discipline from your guys, but just in general, what's it like preparing for a guy like that who was just as much of a threat with his arm and legs both?
Well, and that is the challenge. And I think defensively, the D-line's got to do a good job of keeping him in the pocket, making it small spaces for him to be able to escape. We can't get big upfield rushes and allow him to get out through the B gaps. We have to maintain, contain, collapse the pocket from the middle, and then be able to rally to him. He's going to make plays if he's playing. He's that dynamic of a football player, so we can't lose our minds when he does make plays. He's a good football player that is going to make plays. We just have to take those explosive plays away from him.
Westchester as a team in general, what are you looking at when it comes to things to focus on with them outside of just the quarterback, offense, or defensive side?
What we're going to have to be efficient in all 3 phases. The turnovers killed us last year. We have to be able to score touchdowns when we're inside the low red zone. We can't turn the football over. We have to run the ball efficiently. We also have to be able to be solid and stay on schedule. And I think when you saw us get in trouble in the past, it's when we get the 2nd and long, 3rd and long situations. We want to stay on schedule offensively. Defensively, we want to run to the football, tackle, and we want to take them out of their rhythm.
I won't ask you about the plans for quarterback specifically in this one, but I will ask in general when talking to Michael about quarterback in the situation of wanting to get the other guys involved with the competition. What are the conversations like with him where he was the starter, but you want to get some other guys involved as well?
Well, he was the starter all week. He gets a majority of the reps, and we fit reps in with the other guys. We would be foolish not to prepare the other quarterbacks to be able to step in and play. And I truly believe as iron sharpens iron, so does one man sharpen another. So the better that Ezra plays or Jackson Sigler plays, it's going to force Michael to play at a higher level, and that's ultimately our goal with that. I think it's worked out. I think Michael was very mature through the whole process, and I think he understands the game of football. When he played at Bucknell, his opportunities to play were injury to the starter. And he stepped in, and they obviously had to prepare him while he was there. So he's been on both sides of it. And I think he's a really bright guy. He's a mature young man. I mean, he handles it very well. And he played well. He played well before we gave Ezra the 2 series and afterwards. So I'm credit to him and the maturity that he has, and that's why we're happy he's here.
All right, and I'll just finally wrap it up with asking you about your overall thoughts for Saturday. What are just 1 or 2 things that you want to see from the guys?
I want to see us win the turnover battle. That is the number one thing. I want to see us come out of the locker room, get a fast start. Don't look at the scoreboard. Don't look at the clock. Just play every play. And the Rams, hopefully the Shepherd Rams, will come out on top at the end of the game.
All right, Coach, thanks for the time and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Once again, our pregame coaches interview is brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first, Parsons. We'll be back with more on the other side of this break. This is Shepherd University Football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
It's the new normal. You live, work, and play everywhere. Whether it's the family car or the family business, you need insurance that keeps pace with your changing life. Home on the job or working from home, peace of mind comes from knowing your whole world is covered. No matter what happens or how big it grows, whatever your new normal, Erie Insurance's award-winning service and personal agents can keep pace. Call your local agent today or visit erieinsurance.com for a quote.
Surf Law Offices. 50 years experience. No fees unless we collect money for you. Always here to help you. Any questions? lawpbm.com.
When it comes to providing you with a better car buying experience, CMA's Honda of Winchester takes it personally. Why? Because we're employee owned. That makes us neighbors. And good neighbors take care of each other. Come experience the honesty, transparency, and value we provide every customer, every neighbor, each and every day. At CMA's Honda of Winchester, owners just care more about you.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Check. And we welcome you back into the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. Travis's mic works, in case anybody was wondering. Shepherd getting ready to take on the Golden Rams of Westchester University, and just pulled my headset off to listen to Westchester's radio crew begin their pregame show and just heard their official words, so we'll make it official as well. Cooper Jordan will not play. So the Golden Rams now losing their starting quarterback, who was throwing for about 184 a game, 9 touchdowns through the air. But the big part, 76 carries for him on the year, 415 yards on the ground, and losing 83 yards on the ground per game and 5 touchdowns, and a guy that was running it at about 5.5 yards a clip. So a big loss for Westchester, a big gain possibly for the Rams.
Absolutely, and at this point in the season, the Rams could use all of the breaks that they can get, and not having to face Cooper Jordan once again. I'm sure they're very happy not to have that opportunity today, considering last year's performance versus Shepherd, where Jordan just absolutely terrorized that Shepherd defense. Threw for 164 yards, also had 2 touchdowns, and on the ground, absolutely dominated. 17 carries for 124 yards, averaging 7.3 yards per carry and a touchdown. So he is the definition of a one-man gang, and Shepherd is certainly happy that they don't have to try to contend with his dual threat capabilities today.
One of the guys that'll be ecstatic he doesn't have to face Cooper Jordan is Will Johnson. We'll hear from him and Kaysen Lanza on the backside of this timeout with our 2-player interviews as part of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. We're just about 11 and a half minutes away from kickoff here in Shepherdstown. This is Shepherd Ram football on TV 10.
When it comes to providing you with a better car buying experience, CMA's Honda of Winchester takes it personally. Why? Because we're employee owned. That makes us neighbors, and good neighbors take care of each other. Come experience the honesty, transparency, and value we provide every customer, every neighbor, each and every day. At CMA's Honda of Winchester, owners just care more about you.
Remember all the sports we played when we were kids?
Oh yeah, swimming, tennis, basketball,
Football, soccer, track. I loved winning.
I still do.
Our competitive spirit is still going strong.
But now we use it to win for our clients. If you've been hurt in almost heaven,
call the Sevens, 304-777-7777.
SkinnerWins.com. Floor Pools, your swimming pool and hot tub builder, retailer, and service provider, serving homeowners in Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, and Virginia. Floor Pools takes pride in providing quality construction, reliable service, and exceptional customer service. Experience the ultimate relaxation and the serenity of soaking in your own hot tub. Your new backyard lifestyle awaits. Start your journey today at Floor Pools in Martinsburg, Hagerstown, and Chambersburg. FloorPools.com. That's FLOHR Pools.com. Floor Pools, your swimming pool and hot tub builder, retailer, and service provider, serving homeowners in Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, and Virginia. Floor Pools takes pride in providing quality construction, reliable service, and exceptional customer service. Experience the ultimate relaxation and the serenity of soaking in your own hot tub. Your new backyard lifestyle awaits. Start your journey today at Floor Pools in Martinsburg, Hagerstown, and Chambersburg. FloorPools.com. That's FLOHR Pools.com.
Our player interviews are brought to you by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg or give them a call at 304-263-4343.
Here with Shepherd Rams DB Will Johnson. Will, you guys got the first win on Saturday against Millersville. Just in general, what was the feeling like in the locker room after that?
Well, I think everyone was pretty happy. It was nice to feel our hard work get paid off. I think we were just thankful and ready to get back to work for next week.
What do you think were a couple things that you guys did in that game that was able to get you guys that first win compared to the first 4 games?
I'd say it starts off with the game plan. I mean, we have great coaches that put us in positions to make plays. And then from there, just the communication on the field was a lot better. I'd say everyone was just flying around making plays and, most importantly, having fun. So,
the interception that you got yourself, what did you see on that play?
Right there we were in the cover 1, so I'm in the post, just reading the quarterback's eyes. He tried looking me off, right his shoulders, and was able to jump the route.
On the negative side, you guys did give up a few big plays in that one as well for a couple touchdowns for Millersville. What do you feel like are some things that you guys in the DB room still needed to improve on to prevent some plays like that?
I think there's always stuff to improve on. I think the good thing is that we're all capable of doing it. We have good coaches that are going to put us in good positions to make those corrections. So I think it just starts out with having better communication, having better eyes, and making play on the ball when it's in the air.
I'll ask you about Westchester coming up this week. What have you seen from those guys? Now they got Cooper Jordan at quarterback, can be a tough guy to deal with. For you as a defensive back, what have you seen from Westchester and them that you're preparing for?
They're great athletes across the board. Like you said, Cooper Jordan, he's a good quarterback. I think it's going to start with containing him. And then from there, just, like I said, making the plays that come to us, staying in position and communicating. Just keeping it simple and playing our game.
As a defensive back, what is it like for you guys when you're going up against a quarterback where you're expecting them to scramble around a lot, run around, and he can be just as much of a threat with his legs as his arm. What is that like for you guys, for the DBs? What do you sort of have to focus on a little extra?
I'd say outside of just focusing on that, like just doing our job, really. I mean, being, as a safety, as a DB, as a corner, just staying on your man when those plays happen. When those quarterbacks start scrambling around, just plastering to your man and trusting that everyone else is going to do their job, and keeping it simple.
And I'll just ask you overall about Saturday coming up for Westchester. How are you guys feeling about it? What are you guys going to be focusing on? And just overall thoughts, what you feel like, one or two things maybe. If we do this right, then we'll be okay. We can get the win.
I'd say, first and foremost, we're excited to be back home, excited to be back in front of the fans, excited personally to see my family. And then I think, the keys to winning the game, I've been preaching it all day, but, just doing your job. I think that's kind of been a big focus for us, is just doing your job, make the plays that come to you. So, D-line getting home, linebackers filling their gaps, and DBs covering their man. That's, if we don't let up any points, we win the game. So
there you go. Thanks for the time and good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We're here with Shepherd Rams tight end Kaysen Lanza. Kaysen, it feels like the tight ends are getting more involved in the offense this year, that you included, getting some of your first extended action. What has that been like for you, and how have you felt like the first part of your season has gone so far?
I'm very happy with how the first half of my season went. I'm just excited that, more importantly, we got our first win last week against Millersville, and I'm more excited, hopefully, we can get our first win this week at home against Westchester.
In general, what was the feeling like in the locker room and this week, now that you guys are coming off of your first win?
You can definitely tell there's a different attitude in the locker room, and it all starts from the top with Coach McCook and Coach Ambrose for the offense. There's definitely a whole new swagger with this offense right now.
When it comes to Coach Ambrose and Coach McCook in the offense this year, in general, what have you felt like you guys have maybe changed up a little bit with Coach Ambrose here, and how do you think that's been a positive for you guys?
Coach Ambrose has been nothing but just amazing for this offense, but I think more than anything what helps our offense is the returning offensive linemen we have with Ty Lucas and Brandon Carr. They're really holding down the front five, and you can definitely tell in the games like last week against Millersville. Just being able to run the ball consistently week in and week out definitely proves as a game changer for the whole offense.
What has it been like for you as a tight end? You need to be able to block, and you need to be able to go out and catch the ball. What's it been like for you developing both of those skill sets at the same time to be able to get on the field?
Sorry about that. I definitely feel like in the spring I took some big jumps to getting better with receiving and blocking. The coaches have been with me. Coach Gabe, the new strength and conditioning coach, has helped me a lot. Just getting bigger, faster, stronger, everything like that.
So looking at Westchester this week, for the offense, what have you guys been focusing on for you guys to continue the success and turn this into a winning streak?
Same old. Just run the ball, be dominant up front, and just get a win.
And what has it been like working with the quarterbacks, and obviously multiple quarterbacks working around now with Ezra Bajan getting some series against Millersville, Michael Hardyaway. What's it been like developing a chemistry with the quarterbacks?
I just think we need to focus on our jobs. It doesn't really matter who's back there. I'm going to get my all out. I know the front five, all the receivers, running backs are going to have their all out. So just rally around whoever's a quarterback.
And finally, I'll just ask you guys about one or two things that you feel like you need to do on Saturday against Westchester to be able to, again, turn this into a winning streak.
We need to not turn the ball over, and we need to force turnovers on defense. I think if we do both those things, we will win on Saturday.
All right, thanks for the time, and good luck.
Thank you.
That player interview was brought to you by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors John Everson and Phil McCoy. You can stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg or give them a call at 304-263-4343. We'll be right back with more Shepherd University football on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Fort Evans Archery of Inwood is your local full-service archery pro shop with sales and setup, maintenance, repairs, and sight-ins. Fort Evans Archery is a full stocking dealer for all your favorites like Hoyt, Matthews, Elite, Bowtech, Mission, and Bear, with crossbows from Raven, 10-point, Barnett, and Excalibur. And Fort Evans Archery has a sight range out to 60 yards. Fort Evans Archery, 998 Arden-Melville Road, Suite 2, Inwood, open Tuesday to Friday, 10 a.m. until 6, Saturdays 9:30 to 4. FortEvansArchery.com.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Marius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Let's talk about what to do after a car or truck accident.
First, call 911. Then call Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
Let us handle the insurance company so you can focus on getting better.
Being injured in a wreck is enough stress. Let your doctor handle your medical issues.
And let the Skinner brothers handle your insurance issues.
If you've been hurt in almost heaven,
call the Sevens, 304-777-7777.
And we welcome you back into the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. Westchester winning the toss and deferring to the second half, so Shepherd will start the game with the football. Let's quickly get into our keys to the game, brought to you by CMA Chevy and Toyota of Martinsburg, all in one convenient location, 650 Foxcroft Avenue in Martinsburg, where owners just care more. Travis.
Looking at Shepherd, one of their keys today, we mentioned it a little bit earlier, get after the quarterback. They have a backup quarterback coming in this week with Westchester. Westchester gave up 6 sacks last week with a very elusive Cooper Jordan in the backfield. So now you have a much more stationary, classic pocket passer. You got to dial up that pressure again like you did last week versus Millersville. And for the Shepherd Rams, continue that ground assault. You've been having a good combination of riding the hot hand between Grant Swinehart and also Barnett. Continue that formula. Also going to set up your play-action pass and really help your quarterback out as he can look down the field at those wide-open targets. And I think it's going to be important for Shepherd to get off to a fast start. This has been an up-and-down season for Westchester. They're losing their star player. Their confidence naturally is going to be a little bit shaken. Shepherd can go ahead and push them off the cliff today, so to speak, if they're able to get out into a fast start and maybe rattle their confidence early on in today's contest.
All right, that wraps up the keys to the game, brought to you by CMA Chevy and Toyota of Martinsburg, and also wraps up our W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show, providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Call them at 304-350-1931. The Rams in the all-blues today in the blue helmets for Westchester. The all-whites and the matte purple helmet with the golden ram on the side. Beautiful day for football here in Shepherdstown. Not a lot of wind. That expected later in the day, so not sure if that's going to kick in the second half or not. But for right now, blowing a little bit right to left across the screen right now, but nothing much to write home about in terms of weather. Not a lot of clouds in the sky. A beautiful day in October for football in historic Shepherdstown, West Virginia. And we are off. Shepherd getting the ball first as moving back to the 6-yard line is Malachi Brown. He takes it across the 10 to the 15, cuts back to the middle of the field at the 20. And that is where he is taken down, stumbles forward to about the 22. And that's where the Rams will start with the football.
The Rams coming into today's contest probably feeling like they have an advantage despite the difference in records. If they're able to play a clean brand of football on the offensive side of the ball, limit those silly turnovers, also eliminate those penalties, really should put themselves in the driver's seat to come away with a win here in front of the home crowd.
You think defensive coordinator Josh Klein is right now scratching his head wondering what's going to go on and on the other side from him, a scratch at quarterback. First and 10 at the 22-yard line. Hardaway a quick out to the near side. That's Batten catches it. He crosses the line of scrimmage across the 25 before he is pushed out of bounds. Good gain on first down. Good quick throwing on first down for the Rams.
And Batten coming off of a whale of a game last week. 8 catches for 113 yards and 2 touchdowns. And you saw a really good connection begin to develop between him and Hardaway. We knew chemistry was going to be a continuing issue throughout this season. Now you're starting to see the Rams beginning to turn that corner.
Yeah, batting on the season right around now 400 yards. Empty set, Hardaway in the backfield. Going to move a couple of receivers, and Jordan Barnett behind him in the pistol formation. Barnett gets the pitch to the right side on 2nd and 3. He's across the 30, lowering his shoulder and carrying Golden Rams with him across the 30, nearing the 35, 40-yard line, and that's going to move the chains. First down, Shepherd.
And again, he is a big, physical running back, but does a good job of attacking defenses, particularly on the edge. When you have those sweep plays, naturally you want to use your speed, but the way Shepherd uses it, they just want to try to stretch that defense from sideline to sideline and then allow their running back to put his foot in the ground and get north and south, and that's what Barnett was able to do and take a couple of defenders with him.
Pistol formation, Hardaway with Barnett behind him. 3 receivers to the near side. They give his to Barnett, this time right at the middle. He's across the 45 and across midfield. A couple men to beat. He's at the 30, 25, 20, 15, down at the 12, and not many people able to run down Jordan Barnett from behind, but able to do that. Number 26, that was Caleb Brown showing the speed in the secondary, keeping the Rams out of the end zone, but now in the red zone. First down, Shepherd. They're knocking on the door.
Again, Barnett, we talked about him being that big physical presence in the backfield, but also has that ability to really turn on the Jets and open it up in the open field. And like you said, not too many times we've seen that this season where he's been run down from behind, but I'm sure the Rams will take that big gain, energizing this home crowd.
First and goal from the 10-yard line. Hardaway by himself. Now Grant Swinehart in the game behind him at running back. There is the pitch to Swinehart. Cuts up at the hash mark and leans forward for a gain of 1. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 9. 12:50 on a running first quarter clock here in Shepherdstown. And the Rams moving the football early.
That was Gus Ross in on the tackle, the 6-foot, 190-pound senior from Phoenixville, PA. And again, like we mentioned early on, you have 2 talented running backs. They have a slightly different skill set. And again, you can just give the ball to the hot hand. Barnett naturally probably a little bit tired after that big game. Get Swinehart in the game and get him going.
2nd and goal from the 9. Bunch to the right. They give it to Swinehart. He goes right up the middle. He's inside the 5. Taken down near the goal line. Going to be just a yard short. Brings up 3rd and goal from the 1.
And again, coming into this season, we knew that Shepherd offensive line, the strength and experience is going to be on the right side of the line, and you saw it on that last play, the way they were just able to wash the defense down. A nice patient run by Swinehart, letting those big guys do the dirty work up front. And again, he's just able to make that one small cut in the backfield and get his shoulders going north and south and able to pick up a nice chunk on that play.
Brown and Jester in, as well as Case and Lanza. So 3 tight ends. Malachi Brown, the only receiver. Jumbo package from the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal as Brown moves in. There is the give up the middle to Swinehart. Is he across the goal line waiting for the signal? They're going to say his knee was down just short. His body was across the line, but they're saying his knee was down near the line of scrimmage. Certainly looked like he got it from here, but couldn't see his knee. The Rams will quickly get to the line and go for it on 4th down and goal, and a timeout. And we'll see if head coach Ernie McCook wants to throw the challenge flag or whether this is just a timeout to talk about strategy.
You could tell the offensive line, they were frothing at the mouth on that play. They wanted that play call to come in quickly. They wanted to continue running the ball and punch it in to get that first touchdown of the day. But Coach McCook, showing the steady hand on the wheel, wants to call a timeout and talk about it a little bit.
First quarter of today's game brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com for more. Thanks to Hagerstown Ford and all of our sponsors helping us bring you Shepherd University football on TV10 all season long. 11:17 remaining in the first quarter. Shepherd, 4th and goal coming up. Looks like it was a strategy timeout for Coach McCook. No challenge flag coming in. I'm sure that challenge flag getting heavier and heavier in his pocket each week because Shepherd hadn't had one go their way yet this year. 1st and goal, the nose of the football about, what would you say, Travis, about 8 inches away from the goal line? They bring in, again, the jumbo set. This time Barnett in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Hardaway and takes it himself. Bounces out of one tackle, but nowhere to go. An option look taken down in the backfield and a turnover on downs. And Shepherd, what looked like a sure scoring opportunity, going to come up empty, and Westchester going to get the ball at the 5-yard line.
And the big D tackle, Anthony Del Don, able to get into the backfield. The 6'1", 295-pound redshirt junior just blew that play up in the backfield. And you have a short yardage play. You need something quick. You need something basic. And that time, just a little bit too much much going on in the backfield. I know Hardaway is an athletic quarterback, but you had to figure that Westchester, with their backs against the wall, was going to dial up a blitz and a slow developing play. Probably not the right choice coming out of that timeout.
Kohler in the backfield. Again, not Cooper Jordan. He is out with a leg injury. A flag thrown. Ball complete to the 7-yard line on the near side. Hauling in that is Thatcher Miller, but it looks like this one is going to come back.
Kohler had a free play on that play, but took the quick check down, but probably going to take this penalty and go back to first down.
Offsides on the Rams. 5-yard penalty, make it a first down and 5.
But I like the switch that this Rams defense has made. You saw it last week versus Millersville, where they're starting to dial up some more blitzes, not only coming from the linebacker position, but also incorporating those defensive backs coming in hard off the edge. That's going to take a little bit of the burden off of some of those defensive backs having to read and rack and make the right decision. If you tell them exactly what to do, you're going to have a little bit more success, and they're going to play faster.
Kohler drops back to pass, looking to this near side over the head of the intended target. That was Darryl Brown, the 5'11" junior receiver. Goes into the Westchester bench. Second down and 5 now coming up for the Golden Rams.
And Mekhi Young in there on the coverage. Coming off of a big game last week, had 7 tackles, 5 of those solo, including 1 pass breakup. Shepherd has used several different combinations in that front 7 this year, just trying to find that right mix of talent and experience.
Khalil Owens in the backfield, play action passes. Kohler the quick out, and that caught on the far side by Thorpen. As you said, great open field tackle. That's going to keep Westchester short of the chains and actually move them back a yard, bringing up third down for the Golden Rams.
That was a Marion Manuel in on that tackle. He was just locked up on an island out there one-on-one with the ball carrier. Did a good job of wrestling him down to the turf. He doesn't make that tackle. Had an opportunity for a big play on that one.
Thorpe 163 yards. He's averaging about 33 yards a game in that slot position. Owens to the left of his quarterback, Kohler in the backfield. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Kohler drops back to pass, looking over the middle. Now going to fire back to this near side again. Overthrows the intended target. Once again, that was Thorpe, and a good stand by the Shepherd defense. They're going to force a punt and get the football back. And right now, you look at Kohler, looks a little antsy back there, putting a little too much mustard on every pass we've seen so far.
And when you're throwing that corner route, you want your quarterback to throw it more towards the sidelines where either the wide receiver is going to get it or it falls harmlessly out of bounds. But again, Kohler just having a little bit of a tough time settling in and getting that touch right with his wide receivers on that corner route. That was the second time that they went for it, and both times it was overthrown.
Dylan Shank on to punt it away. Not the name you want as a punter, but we'll see if he gets this one away. Standing in his own end zone, does get away a high spiraling kick. Batten drops back to the 45-yard line. This one is returnable. He's across midfield into Golden Ram territory, taken down at the 48-yard line. Shepherd's second offensive possession of the day coming up. Let's see if they can find pay dirt this time. Stopped short on 4th down on their first offensive drive, but got inside the 1. They were able to run the football well, and quick passing on that first drive seemed to be a remedy for success on that drive. See if they can do much of the same on this one.
And again, you want to go for it, and Shepherd has not had a lot of success. I believe that makes them 1 for 10 on the year as far as 4th down conversions go. But you still set yourself up for success. You back up the offense. You get the ball back with good field position, so you have an opportunity to correct that mistake on this second drive.
Now 1 for 11 after missing that one. 1 and 10 coming in on the game. Shotgun formation. Barnett going to get the pitch out of the backfield. Gets to the line of scrimmage. Cuts up. Lowers his shoulder. Gets inside the 40. Down to the 39-yard line. Good strong run by Jordan Barnett. Brings up a 2nd down and 2. And so far, Shepherd also good on 1st down, getting big chunk plays on 1st.
And that just opens up the playbook when you're able to come out 2nd and short. You can use so many different things to attack the defense.
Hardaway, a quick swing pass. It's Batten who catches it. He's got a 1st down and more. Inside the 30 to the 25. Pushed out right around the 22-yard line. And we haven't seen a whole lot of creativity from Rob Ambrose yet. It's been pretty much the same play. It's a pitch to the right. It's a quick out to Batten on the left. It's running right at the middle. But it's working. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. First down, Rams.
That time Jameer Reyes tried to make a play on Batten in the backfield and not able to bring down the ball carrier on that play. And the Rams, again, having some early success, just hasn't translated into points as of yet.
First down and 10. Ball at the 22-yard line on the near hash. 1 receiver to each side of the formation. Lown now moving in motion to the right. Play action pass, bootleg to this near side. It's Lown who makes the catch inside the 20-yard line down to the 18. Gain of 4, bringing up 2nd down and 6.
And over the past couple of weeks, we've seen the tight ends emerge in this Shepherd offense. We know Lanza can play, but Chan Lown also coming in off the bench with those multiple tight end sets and providing a nice target to Hardiman.
Lown on the season, just his 2nd reception. 2nd down and 5 coming up. They give him 5 on that reception. Pistol look. Barnett going to get the pitch to the right. Now cuts back up at the hash mark. He's inside the 15. Near the 1st down marker. We'll see where they spot the football. Brings up 3rd down, but a 3rd and short. Looks like 3rd, about a yard to go. Ball to 14.
That was Connor Noble in on that tackle. He has 49 tackles coming into today's game. 13 of those solo. Also 2.5 tackles for loss. So one of the better inside linebackers that you're going to see here in the PSAC.
Snap, 3rd down and short. A little stutter step and a jump step to this near side, and that was Barnett with the carry, and he's got enough for a 1st down Shepherd.
Not too often you see the big running back using that jump cut, but you're going to see that a lot, in particular with a zone running scheme that Shepherd likes to run. So Barnett reaching into his bag of tricks and showing us something new here midway through the season.
1st down from the 12. 1st down and 10. Ball in the middle of the field. 3 receivers to the near side. Little jumbo look to the right with that fullback blocking back. In the shotgun formation, it is Swinehart to the left of Hardaway. Hardaway drops back to pass. It's going to be a give to Swinehart off the right side. He is inside the 10, taken down at the 5-yard line. And Shepherd once again knocking on the door.
No secret where they want to attack that defense. They're running behind that big right side of the offensive line behind guards Ty Lucas and tackle Brandon Carr. They've been getting some nice chunk plays running the ball off that right-hand side. Let's see if Shepherd tries to use a little bit of play-action pass as they get down inside the red zone here once again.
The Rams can get a 1st down without getting in the end zone if they get to the 2. So it's not a touchdown or bust here. Pistol formation, the give is to Swinehart. Cuts back in the middle of the field, gets near that 1st down marker, and I think he's going to have it up for a 1st. And now Shepherd 4 opportunities once again to cross the goal line.
We know the running backs can punch it in. Let's see if the tight end, Kason Lanza, can get his 1st touchdown of the year. Has been a threat in the passing game coming in. Kind of reminds me of Alex Wetzel, if you think of a tight end in Shepherd's past. More of that guy that you can flex out, use as a slot wide receiver, not your traditional inline blocker, but he can do that. That is a big part of his game. He's a big frame guy, but also a nice red zone target.
1st and goal from the 2. Shotgun snap. The give is to Swinehart right up the middle, and he crosses the goal line. It's a Shepherd Ram touchdown.
And again, nothing fancy. Shepherd Rams like running inside the tackles. And not only that, they've had success throughout this season running the ball in between the guards. And again, Shepherd just doing a great job of, one, taking care of that defensive front, but also working up to the linebackers and covering up those linebackers, and that's just giving your running backs wide open running lanes so far today.
It is Keith Baker on for the extra point, the lefty up, and it is no good as he pulls it right. There is a flag down. See if he gets another opportunity at this. Max Barba, the normal kicker, we saw him get injured right before half against Millersville. And doing all the warm-ups was Baker, the 5'11 sophomore, waiting to see the signal if Baker will have another opportunity at this. First one, he pulled right. And a leaping call on the defense. So propelling over the line of scrimmage. This is no-no in the college game. Can't do that. So let's try that again. Thought with half the distance to the goal, there may be an opportunity to go for 2 here, but they're going to keep Baker on, see if he can make it a 7-0 advantage for Shepherd. Alexander, the holder, he holds it at the 10. Kick is up, and this one is through the uprights. With 5:59 remaining in quarter number 1, Shepherd's leads Westchester 7-0. This is Shepherd Ram football on TV 10.
I love it when people ask me which of the Skinner brothers is younger.
I love it when people ask me, who's taller?
I love it when people get us confused.
You do? Really?
No.
At least they're not confused about what the Skinners do.
If you're hurt in almost heaven, dial the 7s. 304-777-7777.
SkinnerWins.com.
This is Cody with Cody's Auto Body. The stories are on the way. Reliving glory days, the injury that prevented stardom, or the inevitable, I even could have made that play. With football season comes a lot of delusion of greatness. Well, no one believes you would have made it in the big leagues. Let's at least make them think you're a good driver. Bring that vehicle to me and I will make it the pride of the parking lot at every game. I'm Cody with Cody's Auto Body, the MVP of your season. That's Cody's with a T for trust.
7-0 Shepherd as they lead Westchester as we are just under 6 minutes left to play in quarter number 1. Looks like we have a 96. That is Sam Collins going to be doing the kickoffs for the Rams. We saw Baker on for the extra points. 2 return men back. It's Troy Corson and Darryl Brown for Westchester. There is the kick and a low line drive kick. Going to bounce the 20-yard line. Now the 15. Returnable for Brown. He's across the 20 to the 23 before he is wrapped up out of bounds. And Westchester getting the football back with 5:53 remaining in quarter number 1.
That was Ian Malden in on that tackle for the Shepherd Rams. And now Westchester having the opportunity to come out and try to get something going with the offensive side of the ball, and I think it's going to be a key for them today. They have to have that next man up mentality. We talked about Ethan Kohler at that quarterback position, but they're also going to need some big games out of Khalil Owens and Ali Barkley at that running back position. Somebody's going to have to step up and take that leadership role on the offensive side of the ball for the Golden Rams.
Jameer Robertson, that running back position right now. He's to the left of Kohler in the shotgun formation. Kohler drops back pass, again looking for an out route, and again beyond his intended receiver. The intended target was Thatcher Miller, the 6'4 tight end. We've seen him be the target a couple times today, and right now Kohler just can't seem to get in the groove.
And Miller, he's a hard guy to miss. He's your classic tight end, 6'4", 6'5", big body, quarterback's best friend, but right now Kohler is having a hard time getting settled in.
2 receivers each side of the formation. It is Robertson staying in the game at running back. Kohler in the shotgun, moving Robertson to his right. 2nd down and 10, ball at the 24-yard line. They give this to Robertson off the left side. He's across the 25 to the 30, lowers his shoulder and stumbles his way to the 35 and a first down Westchester. Nice strong run by Jameer Robinson. Robinson only goes 5'9", 190 as a sophomore out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but showing some power there in that 5'9 build.
And again, we talked about it. Cooper Jordan, just such an incredible part of this offense, able to do it running and passing. Now you're going to start to see the running backs really have an opportunity to take a lion's share of the carries in this offense.
1st down and 10, pistol look, a play-action pass, and once again Kohler cannot find his intended target. Once again, it is Thatcher Miller, and beyond his outstretched left arm. Little pressure in the backfield, that time not a clean pocket for Kohler, so credit Shepherd's defense with the quarterback pressure on that one. Brings up 2nd down and 10, ball still at the 35-yard line on the left hash.
And conventional wisdom will tell you have a quarterback that's struggling finding his target. You want to play coverage, drop some more guys back in, make those windows that much tighter. But I think they go in with a similar game plan that they had last week. Dial up some blitzes, see if you can force some turnovers as well.
2 receivers to each side, little hesitation, give off that Robertson right up the middle. Gets to the 38-yard line before he is taken down. And Shepherd's defense forcing another 3rd down. On the season so far, Westchester just 46% on 3rd down, 0 for 1 today.
And that's something that Shepherd's defense has struggled with this season, not being able to get off the field on 3rd downs. You see right now only 3 rushers getting after the quarterback. They're going to try to play coverage and make him make the throw.
Shotgun snap for Kohler, steps up, and he is bottled up in the backfield and taken down. Nathan Muley with the sack, and that's going to force a Westchester punt.
Muley picking up his 3rd sack of the season. Probably the best natural pass rusher that this Rams defensive unit has to offer. And he can do it from a variety of ways at his traditional defensive end spot, but they also move him inside to give them some versatility and some speed inside the trenches.
That is Cordell Batten back to return.
Nice punt.
At the 20-yard line, and he steps up across the 20 to the 25. Looked like he might throw that hand up for a fair catch. especially the awkward way he had to lean forward and catch that football.
And he did a good job of holding on to the football. Rondell Bradley coming up from behind. You see a lot of the fumbles. Most of the time that's happening when a defender comes up from behind and the ball carrier doesn't see him. They're able to punch the ball free. So Patton just did a good job of not only getting a good return, also holding on to the ball at the end of the play.
Shepherd first down and 10. Ball at the 25-yard line. 25 and a half, what it looks like where that ball is on the far hash. Successful on both of their first 2 offensive drives, able to find the end zone on the second. Pistol look, that's Barnett in the backfield with Hardyway. Bootleg to the left, looking for Barnett out of the backfield. He catches it across the 30-yard line to the 35 and pushed out of bounds at the 37-yard line, close to the sticks, and should be a first down depending on where they spot it, and it is as the chains move. First down, Shepherd. And that was a heck of a pass by Hardyway. Had to put a lot of air underneath that and just let Barnett run underneath of it.
And a lot of times we'll see Swinehart coming out of the backfield making those catches, but Barnett will step out on occasion and also bring in one of those passes. And a good non-play that time by Malachi Brown. You could tell he was tempted to try to make a block for his team. He made the smart decision and not getting that block in the back, which would have pulled the play back.
3:23 on a running first quarter clock. Hardyway drops back to pass. A flag comes in, and that ball over the head of Case and lands in the middle of the field. Second down and 10 at the moment, waiting to see what the penalty is. Offsides on the defense, so a free play. We've now seen one of those for each team in this game. Let's move that ball up 5 yards, make it a first down and 5. 3:19 remaining in the opening quarter here in Shepherdstown. The Battle of the Rams, the Westchester Golden Rams, 3-2 on the season, 1-1 in the PSAC East. Your Shepherd University Rams, 1-4, also 1-1 in the PSAC East.
And again, for Westchester, they have been up and down this season, but they are 2-1 on the road, so they are a team that are quite comfortable and confident when they have to travel. But again, not having their leader in Cooper Jordan, we can't state it enough. That guy's one of the most dynamic players you're going to find in the PSAC.
First and 5, ball at the 42-yard line. Shepherd in their own territory. Play action pass. Hardyway drops back. Out route to this near side. That one caught by Ashby in Golden Ram territory, and he is taken down, but not before a first down and not before getting to the 40-yard line. First down, Shepherd.
That was Gus Ross there on the coverage. And again, we see a pretty clear pattern developing. Quick throws to the left, power runs to the right, and it has worked quite well for this Rams offense so far.
Offensive coordinator Rob Ambrose dialing up a pretty good game plan from what we have seen so far, as we're under 3 minutes to play in the first quarter here in Shepherdstown. First and 10, ball at the near side hash mark, 40-yard line. Pistol look quick out to the far side. That is Batten. He's across the line of scrimmage at the 35, cuts to the outside of the 30, and pushed out of bounds. They're going to say right at the 28-yard line, and that's enough for another Ram. First down.
And you mentioned it early on, this Rams offense really clicking today. And the biggest thing I think you can notice, they're playing with confidence.
Absolutely.
They're coming off of their first win of the season. They feel like they can score points. The issues have really cropped up on defense, but they feel like they can really score points, and that's what they're playing today. They're playing a confident brand of football. They feel like Shepherd has the better athletes. We're just going to get the balls to our guys in space and let them make plays. And so far, that's worked out quite well.
Fresh set of downs, first and 10. The give is to Swinehart.
Ooh,
right
shot
up the middle, gets about a yard before he is stood up and taken down by a couple of purple helmets. Second and 9 coming up.
Jack Fry coming in. The big hit, 6'5", 295-pound junior from Norristown, PA, making his presence felt on that play.
It's the first time we've really seen the Ram offense stopped quickly.
On first down, yeah.
Two receivers to each side of the formation. Shotgun snap, Hardyway fires over the middle. That one caught by Ashby at the 20-yard line and spins inside the 20 down near the 18, close to the line to gain. I think he still might be about a half yard short, waiting for the official marker. No, they're going to give him enough and move the chains again. And Shepherd once again, first down and 10 inside the red zone. They've found the red zone on now all 3 of their offensive drives to start this football game.
And a great route that time by Ashby, running that in cut. did a good job of not drifting upfield. Actually, he worked back towards the ball, and that's what you want your wide receivers doing, not allowing that defensive back that opportunity to undercut the play and possibly make a play on the ball.
50 seconds on a running first quarter clock. Brown coming in motion. He gets the ball. Cuts to the outside. He's to 15. Jumps over a tackler inside the 15. Pushed out of bounds right at the 18, 17-yard line. Wait to see where they spot it. Another good gain on first down. Second down and 5 coming up. They give him the 13-yard line. Got inside the 15.
And again, this Shepherd offense, they're just attacking space, working sideline to sideline, really putting the pressure on that defense, making them have to guard every single blade of grass out there on the field.
Hardaway by himself in the shotgun formation. Drops back to pass, looking in the end zone, nowhere to go. Push to his right, now just throws it out of the back of the end zone. Third down and 5 coming up for the Rams.
Good defense that time by Westchester, not biting on any of the fakes. Shepherd using that empty set on that play, but not a lot of space to work with down here in the red zone, and the wide receivers didn't do a good job of helping out their quarterback on that play. Once the initial play broke down, you got to try to break off your route to give your quarterback something to throw to, but again, hats off to that Westchester defense stiffening up on that last play.
13 seconds left in quarter number 1. 3rd and 5 coming up for Shepherd. Ball at the 12-yard line, far side hash mark. Hardaway again by himself in the shotgun formation. Pump fake now rolling to his right. Nowhere to go, just going to get rid of it. Finds a target, but incomplete. It was Jaden Ashby who caught the ball, but not inbounds. That'll bring up a 4th down, and Shepherd's kicking situation, a little bit of a question mark today, but they are going to try it anyway. Jogging out onto the field is Keith Baker. Let's see what he's able to do on this relatively short field goal. We saw him make a couple in warm-ups kicking from the 30, so we know he can make a 40-yarder. This one a 30-yarder. The left-footed kicker awaits that snap. It is there. The hold is down. The kick is up, and it is no good. Pulls this one, and that's the second time we've seen him do that today. The first extra point, doing much the same before getting an opportunity for a second one. So Shepherd once again in the red zone. 3 red zone trips today, just 7 points to show for it. How to finish some drives in this game, because right now the Westchester offense really struggling to move the football. For Shepherd, they got to take advantage of every opportunity they get.
And looking at Westchester, that was something that I was going to say was going to be a key for them. They have to be opportunistic today. Shepherd has made some mistakes throughout this season, and if Westchester is able to capitalize on some of those mistakes, it could give them a chance to get back into this ball game.
Khalil Owens takes it right up the middle across the 20 and taken down near the 25-yard line. Well, it's called the 24, and clocks hit 0 here at Ram Stadium. We are through 1 quarter of action, and the Shepherd University Rams leading the Westchester Golden Rams 7-0. This is Shepherd Ram football on TV 10. We're back in 60.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or hancockchevy.com.
Westchester with the football, 1st down and 5. Ball at the 25-yard line coming up for the Golden Rams. They give this to Owens, a little stutter step across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Brings up a 3rd down for Westchester, and something they are familiar with early in this one. Shepherd has a 7-0 lead over the visitors from Eastern Pennsylvania. Shepherd's offense doing what they want, except getting in the end zone. 3 red zone trips in this one, just 7 points to show for it. A missed field goal and a turnover on downs on the 2 non-scoring possessions for the Rams. Empty set for Kohler. He has 3 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. He has struggled looking comfortable in the pocket so far today. He drops back to pass, and a quick curl route. That's enough for a first down. Making that catch, Dylan McKenzie. And quick passing, we'll see if that is the going to be the MO to try to get Kohler comfortable in this football game.
And that was the first time that Kohler really looked to his left. On the previous drives, most of his throws went to the right. They sailed a little bit on each one of his attempts. That time a little bit more dialed in, going to his left. Let's see if Westchester tries to mix things up to try to help the quarterback just settle down and get into some type of rhythm.
Pistol look. Kohler drops back to pass. Going to find his running back out of the backfield who makes a man miss. That's Owens up to the 43-yard line. Good gain on first down of about 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Kohler doing a good job of just taking that check down, getting the ball out of his hands quickly. We mentioned that Westchester had some problems protecting the quarterback last week. Trying to fix that problem by making things a little bit easier on that offensive line, getting the ball out quickly out of that signal caller's hands.
2nd down and 3, ball at the 43-yard line. Pistol look to give this to Owens right up the middle. He's across the 45, and he's got enough for a first down as he nears midfield. And we're seeing some signs of life from the Westchester offense.
And again, Westchester has to feel pretty good about the position that they're in, giving up those 3 deep drives into their own territory, but yet only surrendering 1 touchdown. So dodged a couple bullets here early on. Let's see if they can make the most of this opportunity on the offensive side of the ball and try to chip into this 7-point lead.
Khalil Owens in the pistol formation behind his quarterback, Ethan Kohler. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Ball at the 48-yard line for the first down snap. Kohler looking right, has a man, and dropped at the 45-yard line. The intended target was Ivan Thorpe, who could not bring it in. Ball hit him in both hands. Just couldn't see it in.
And again, you got a young quarterback that's struggling to find confidence. That's not going to help him. You have a wide open wide receiver. The ball hits him in his hands, and he's thinking about what he's going to do after the catch. And Thorpe coming in, one of the bigger targets for this Westchester offense, having 10 catches for 163 yards on the year with a long of 37. So usually the sure-handed wide receiver doesn't put too many on the turf.
2nd down and 10. All 3 receivers to the far side of the formation. Kohler drops back to pass, and that one caught right at the sticks on the far side of the field. That one hauled in by Matt Uvara. Near the sticks, but not enough for a first down. 3rd down and short coming out. Looks like 3rd and less than a yard.
And that was not an easy catch. Minka was draped all over his back. Did a good job of really not giving that quarterback a clean throw to make, but again, able to get that completion and set themselves up for a 3rd and short.
3rd and 1. The give is to Owens right out the middle. He is bottled up right near the line of scrimmage, but that second effort and the push enough to move the chains for Westchester. First down.
Westchester, one of the few teams that still employs a couple of fullbacks on the roster, and that time they ran behind big Mitch Ragney. Did a good job with that kickout block on the end, and the running back was able to churn ahead to pick up that first down. And now we're starting to see this Westchester offense settle down, get a little bit more into a rhythm. The Rams defense, now they've got the hands full.
Westchester in Shepherd territory for the first time today. Kohler drops back to pass. He's going deep down the middle. Uvara, the intended receiver, and had to slow down a little bit, then try to speed up at the last minute. You can tell that's just a receiver quarterback combo with not a lot of game experience. A flag down at the 9-yard line on the far side of the field.
And it looked like Reggie Snowden got there a little bit early, and it seems like the referee's going to agree with me.
Yep, pass interference on the defense. 15-yard penalty, and that's going to move Westchester that much closer to the end zone.
And again, the receiver was there, was open, and you know the defensive back is just trying to do whatever he can to deny him access to the end zone. And because the wide receiver, the ball was underthrown, he made that adjustment and did a good job of drawing the penalty and picking up the first down for Westchester.
Ball at the 26-yard line for the Golden Rams. First down and 10. 11:16 remaining in quarter number 2. 2 receivers to the near side. They give us to Owens right up the middle. Goes to the right side. Hesitates for a minute before leaning forward for a gain of a few. 2nd down and 6 coming up after the gain of 4.
Baxter able to get some penetration on that play, getting into the backfield, tripping up the running back. Now we're starting to see Westchester get into their rotation in the backfield. They have several running backs that they like to rotate in and out, and right now Owens seems to be the hot hand.
Ball at the 22-yard line. 2nd down and 6 for Westchester. 2 receivers each side of the formation. Play action pass as Kohler looks to this near side. That one caught inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. That one hauled in by Robbie Alongo. First time we've called his name today. Alongo 158 yards on 8 receptions, down 9 receptions on the season. Does have 2 touchdowns, averaging about 31 yards a game on the outside. 3rd and 2 coming up for Westchester.
Longo quiet last year versus Shepherd. 1 catch for 13 yards. Trying to get on the winning side of things this time around versus the Rams.
3rd down and 2. Westchester's lived in 3rd downs today. Successful on all this drive. They give this to Owens right up the middle, and a good second push, and I think he's got enough. He does, down to the 15-yard line. 1st down, Westchester.
And Ragney stepping into the ball game. Doesn't get a lot of carries himself, but will come in and supply some big blocks there off the edge, and that time they were able to do that once again. Just a hard kick-out block on the edge. Creates just enough of a crease for the running back to pick up the 1st down.
1st down and 10, ball at the 15-yard line. Pistol look now for Westchester's. It's Robertson and Owens in the backfield. Stepping up and once again taken down. Is that Nathan Muley again? It certainly looked like it as a flag comes in, a sack at the moment. We'll see what the penalty flag is. Westchester pointing as if it is on Shepherd. Coming down right at the end. And a hands to the face on the defense. Takes away a sack and a fresh set of downs and a 15-yard penalty.
We talked about that earlier in today's game. Shepherd has to play a clean brand of football. And one of the things that they needed to do was avoid those penalties. And when Shepherd gets penalties, they don't mess around with the ticky-tack stuff. A lot of times they're usually 15-yarders.
And we've talked about it, it feels like in each broadcast. It's at times in the game where you just can't have them. It's not a holding penalty in the middle of the 2nd quarter when the opposing team is in their own territory. It's ones that have now put your opponent inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal to go for Westchester. Ball at the 7. 9:35 on a running 2nd quarter clock. Shepherd currently holds a 7-0 lead. The give is to Owens up the middle, inside the 5, lowering his shoulder down to the 1. He'll mark him down. Actually won't give him the 1 at the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 2 coming up for Westchester.
And good ball fakes in the backfield. That time really froze that Shepherd guy, the Shepherd defense on the 2nd level, because they had to respect that jet sweep fake. So the linebackers had to take that read step and wait a minute, and that was just enough time for Owens to pick up a chunky yardage.
2nd and goal, Owens in the backfield, pistol formation. The give is to Owens, lowers his shoulder. Muley right there, keeping him from crossing the goal line. Another 3rd down coming up for the Golden Rams.
And Muley has been living in that Westchester backfield. The Golden Rams having a hard time keeping Muley out of the backfield. And again, it's just hard to keep an eye on Muley because he's so versatile. They move him inside, they move him outside. He's so stout at the point of attack when it comes to the run game, but also has that athleticism and that burst to get into the backfield and put pressure on the quarterback. We've seen all of that so far today.
You would imagine Westchester, 2 opportunities to score here from the 1-yard line. 3rd and goal from the 1 as Kohler gets under center for the first time today. Quarterback sneak as he turns his back. Does he cross the goal line? He does. It's Ethan Kohler from 1 yard out on the quarterback keeper. And Westchester an extra point away from tying this one up in the 2nd quarter.
That was Westchester's version of the tush push. And again, we got to give credit to the big guy, Mitch Ragney, the fullback. He was the guy that was in charge of pushing that tush into the backfield. You can see the high fives between the fullback and the lineman. You like seeing that.
Things I did not expect to hear on today's broadcast. Pushing that tush. Thank you for that, Travis. Mark that one off on your bingo cards at home, folks. Extra point coming up. It is Zook on for the PAT. That kick is up, and it is good. 8:16 remaining before half. Westchester ties it up at 7. This is Shepherd Ram football on TV 10.
Someone asked me, who's the brains behind Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers?
And what did you say?
I said it was a team effort. Everyone works together to win for our clients.
Well, that's true and very noble of you.
But I could still beat you in cornhole.
You're on. If you're hurt and almost heaven, dial the sevens. 304-777-7777.
SkinnerWins.com.
When it comes to providing you with a better car buying experience, CMA's Honda of Winchester takes it personally. Why? Because we're employee owned. That makes us neighbors, and good neighbors take care of each other. Come experience the honesty, transparency, and value we provide every customer, every neighbor, each and every day. At CMA's Honda of Winchester, owners just care more about you.
Tied at 7 with 8:16 remaining in quarter number 2. Is a 1-yard touchdown run for Ethan Kohler to tie the game up at 7. Shepherd going to get the football back as Nick and Jazier and Malachi Brown stand at the 4 and 6 yard line, respectively. Kickoff going towards Nick and Jazier. Takes it at the 3 yard line. He's across the 10 to the 15, across the 25, now nearing the 30, and a flag comes in. And on a return that is almost guaranteed going to be on the Shepherd University Rams.
And this has been an ongoing issue for this Rams team throughout this year, averaging over 60 yards in penalties per contest. And you give up the touchdown, which was pretty much given to Westchester on the strength of a 15-yard penalty. Then you get a good return. We already know that Nick and Jazier, an explosive, dynamic return man, get you set up in good field position, but then that gets backed up due to the penalty. So the Rams having all the momentum early on, but now you're starting to see Westchester clawing their way back into the game. Now Shepherd's in the dogfight.
It was a hold on the return. Ball goes back inside the 20, back to the 17-yard line. First down and 10 for the Rams. It's Barnett as the tailback behind Mike Hardyway. Roman Pearson, near side receiver. Jumbo set on this near side, one receiver to the far side. Pitch to a Barnett. He gets to the 15 and back to the line of scrimmage, but has to work to get there. Second down and 10 coming up.
Jimmy Wright that time doing a good job of shedding the block and coming up and just putting a hit on the ball carrier, pushing him out of bounds. He's given up a lot of size. He's only 5'10", 185 pounds. We used every ounce of it that time to push Barnett out of bounds for a minimal gain on first down. And that was something that was going to be important for Westchester coming into today's contest, trying to limit that Rams running attack and forcing them to the air. And one of the best ways you can do that is to limit those chunk plays on first down.
Multiple men in motion. Barnett gets the fake pitch. It's a rollout to the near side as Hardyway goes across the middle, and that one intercepted by Westchester at the 25-yard line. Still on his feet inside the 20, down to the 15-yard line. That one picked off by Connor Noble, the linebacker, and not a throw that Hardyway should have made in that area of the field.
You want to know who watched film of last week's game? Connor Noble watched film of last week's game. There were some big chunk plays versus Millersville where Hardaway doing that play action pass, going to that second level option. Noble was on it the entire time, reading the quarterback's eyes, stepped right in front of that pass to pick it off, and now Westchester setting up shop deep in Shepherd's territory. Awesome play by the linebacker.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
He's one of the better linebackers you're going to see here in the PSAC.
First down and 10, ball at the 13-yard line. Kohler drops back to pass, a quick out. That's Robertson, the target, and can't make the catch. That one low, and what was going to be a quick out, and if Robertson can catch that moving forward, he's got some room and only one man to beat before he's finding the end zone.
Kohler, you got to step into that throw. That's a difficult throw to make. That quick little out pass to the sideline, that running back's running full speed. You want to hit him in stride so he can maintain that speed as he turns upfield. The running back made a good effort to try to come back and catch the ball, but at that point, the vase was already broken.
Second down and 10. Westchester deep in Shepherd territory. Following the interception by Mike Hardaway. Owens in the backfield behind his quarterback, Kohler. He gets the take. Action, make it a keeper on the read option, and Kohler upended at the 5-yard line.
Marion Manuel lowering the boom on that play. Kohler, zone read fake, Again, we talked about it. It's like, we got to make an adjustment. They don't have the mobile threat back there that they had when Cooper Jordan was the quarterback. I think you go in, you face them the same way because you're going to go. You're preparing for a better quarterback. You don't need to change up your game plan that time. They were a little bit too eager to crash down on that run, and Kohler caught them on it.
Brings up a 3rd down and 1, and a little miscommunication. Kohler going to take it himself, and again gets upended at the 3-yard line, but that is going to be enough, I believe, for a 1st down and a 1st and goal opportunity coming up, and it is. Our referees indicated it is a 1st down, 1st and goal from the 3 for the Golden Rams.
The Golden Rams have a great opportunity coming off of that turnover to come away with some points. I don't want to say you're in a must-score situation, but you're getting pretty close.
Pistol look to give to Owens up the middle, cuts a little to his left, gets near the goal line, but about a half-yard short. His helmet got over, but the football did not, as it sits now at the 1-yard line on the near hash. 5:48 on a running second quarter clock. Westchester just 3 feet away from taking the lead. 2 receivers to the far side. Pistol look, power pistol look to the left. As Owens in the backfield. He takes it and lowers his shoulders, spins, but nowhere to go. Stood up at the goal line.
Owens, you made the wrong read. If he goes off to the right side, he runs into the end zone untouched. The fullback, Ragney, has come in and played very well. Stick with the guy that's going to lead the way. He's your lead block. He's your personal protector. Don't abandon him down towards the goal line. If he would have made that cut to the right, they're getting ready to kick the extra point.
Once again, it's Kohler under center. This one at about the half-yard line, and a penalty flag comes in. And do we have a timeout? We do. A timeout taken by defensive coordinator Josh Klein. We'll send it back to the studio and take a 30-second break as well. 5 minutes left in quarter number 2. We're tied at 7. This is Shepherd Ram football on TV10. We're back in 30.
It's the new normal. You live, work, and play everywhere. Whether it's the family car or the family business, you need insurance that keeps pace with your changing life. Home on the job or working from home, peace of mind comes from knowing your whole world is covered. No matter what happens or how big it grows, whatever your new normal, Erie Insurance's award-winning service and personal agents can keep pace. Call your local agent today or visit erieinsurance.com for a quote.
The second quarter of today's game brought to you by Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, located at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons. 3rd down and goal from the half-yard line for Westchester, following an untimely interception by Mike Hardyway, giving Westchester field position at the 13-yard line going in. 3rd and goal. It is a handoff to Owens, and he fights through one tackler and gets into the end zone. It's a Golden Ram touchdown, and Westchester takes the lead 13-7. Extra point coming up.
Westchester gets that opportunity coming off of that great interception. Great field position, and then they're nothing fancy. They're just going to pound the ball until they get it into the end zone. And that's what they were able to do to take the lead, and Shepherd has to try to do something to get the momentum back. And now we're starting to look at those 2 drives that they had deep in Westchester's territory, coming away with no points, now looking even more haunting.
Zook on for the extra point. It is up and good. 4:56 remaining before halftime. Westchester takes the lead over our Shepherd University Rams 14-7. We are back in 60 seconds. This is Shepherd Ram football on TV10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
You feel that in the air? The precision passes of expletives thrown from a jersey-clad warrior to his TV, his dog, or anyone that'll listen. It's time for tailgating and showing off those parking lot picnics. Just remember, when you come out of the fourth quarter to 5 new dents, remember Cody's Auto Body is your MVP. I can erase those dents, just not the memory of your team's awful record. I'm Cody with Cody's Auto Body. That's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
4:56 remaining in quarter number 2 from Rams Stadium. Westchester taking the lead following a turnover by the Ram offense. They lead 14-7. Shepherd getting the football back. Westchester does get the football to start the second half. Just a point of emphasis if you missed the opening kickoff. Nickens is here going to watch this go over his head as that bounces 5 yards in the end zone. Shepherd looking to keep the offense rolling. Had a very good first quarter. Got in the red zone in their first 3 offensive drives, but only able to get 7 points. A turnover on downs and then a missed field goal. Shepherd obviously going to be a question mark with kicking today, as it is not Max Barba but Keith Baker, the lefty, kicking instead. We saw him get away with a missed extra point, penalty allowing him a second opportunity, and put it through for the extra point, making it 7-0. But saw him miss a field goal from 30 yards out, pulling it in a very similar fashion to the extra point originally missed.
And that was one of the shining spots for this team early on, was special teams play. Now it's been more hit or miss.
The give is to Swinehart. He lowers his shoulder, barrels ahead to the 29-yard line. Give him the 28 is where they will mark it. Gain of a few on first down.
And after Barnett had that big run early on in the game, we've only seen him sporadically since that point, so not sure if there are anything as far as an injury or something that's going on, but we haven't seen him as much after that big run.
Pistol look at his Swinehart in the backfield. Brown coming in motion to this near side. 2 receivers to the near side of the formation. They give to Swinehart right up the middle, and he is bottled up at the 29-yard line, bringing up a 3rd and long for the Rams.
There's the big body defensive tackle that time, Del Don, coming in 6'1", 295. For a guy that size, can certainly move quite well. Did a good job of getting into the backfield and slowing down Swinehart.
And just in body language, you can see momentum has shifted for this Westchester defense. They are flying to the football. Empty set now in the backfield for Mike Hardyway. 3 receivers bunched up to the far side, 2 to the near side. Hardyway drops back to pass, looking left. Now going across the middle, that's Jaden Ashby. Did he bring it in? Looking for the signal. That one is caught at the 42-yard line. First down, Shepherd.
Man, Ashby, when he runs that dig route, that deep in cut, does such a good job of not only maintaining a crisp line across the field, but works back into the ball. He's going to help his quarterback out on that play and not allow that defender to undercut the play and make another play on the ball. Ashby has done a tremendous job of running routes today.
Yeah, Ashby, 14 receptions, 204 yards, 41 yards per game coming into this matchup. The give is to Swinehart right up the middle. He's across the 45 before he is stood up. Gain of just 2 on first down, second down and 8. Was a big first down, however, for the Rams. At least take some time off the clock. Doesn't give the ball right back to Westchester with the momentum.
You give your quarterback some confidence. Hardaway has to have a short memory. That wasn't a good look on that last drive where he threw the interception. But we saw the way he responded last week in Millersville when he threw that interception. Went to the bench for a couple of drives, but then came back out, and he was red hot after that point in the ball game. So let's see if he has a similar response this week.
Barnett back in the ball game. Mentioned him a few plays ago. Haven't seen him much in this first half. Barnett going to be a blocking back as Hardyway drops back to pass. Now hits Barnett out of the backfield. Tries to avoid the tackler and does not. Ends up losing yard. Brings up 3rd down and 9. A good open field tackle by the Golden Ram defense.
Johnny Pregame that time, the linebacker, 5'11", 225 junior from Limerick, Pennsylvania. And Barnett did a good job. He did a chip block before he came out of the backfield to slow down the defensive rush, but then Hardaway throws him the ball as a check down and a great open field tackle, setting up another 3rd and long for this Shepherd offense.
Westchester takes a timeout to stop the clock. Still 2 remaining in the first half of this one. Coming up in our Mansion Freddy halftime show, we will give you some stats, some scoring recaps from the field here. We will also hear in the back half of the halftime show from Shepherd head coach Ernie McCook And in the middle, we'll send it back to the studio. Kyler High will have our halftime scoreboard show. He will give you scores from around the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, as well as the Mountain East Conference and Division I games of interest. All that coming up at the halftime show. Still 2 minutes and 9 seconds away from that. Shepherd with the football out of the timeout. 3rd down and 9 coming up. They're at their own 44-yard line with the momentum leaning the way of the Golden Rams at the moment. A first down would go a long way here.
Westchester feeling like they have an opportunity to get the ball back again before the half is over. Using that timeout, Shepherd coming out, 3rd and long, you know that they have to pass. So Westchester maybe having a chance to get the ball back with a couple of timeouts still tucked away in their pocket.
3rd down and 9. 2 receivers to the far side of the formation. Swinehart in the backfield, and something wasn't right on that snap count. About half of the offense moved, half stayed still, and one of those timely penalties that is going to cost Shepherd 5 yards and move them back, making it a 3rd and long to a 3rd and longer. 3rd and 14 coming up for the Rams.
And coming out of a timeout, just not sure why these miscommunications are happening. You have an opportunity to get your guys corralled over there on the sideline, get everybody on the same page, so to speak. And saw in that one drive down towards the goal line, came out after a timeout. It gets blown up in the backfield. This time coming out of a timeout. Guys jump off sides and backs it up, so now it goes from 3rd and long to 3rd and even longer.
On these plays today, look for Jaden Ashby. He's been the favorite target of Mike Hardyway. And more movement on this near side, and that Malachi Brown jumping. How about a 3rd and 14 to a 3rd and 19?
You can see even Malachi Brown kind of looking down at the ground in disbelief. Getting another false start. And now Shepherd has to think, are we going to try to go for this first down, or do we want to run the ball and force Westchester to use a timeout?
And you got to think Westchester now going, that's the most useful timeout we've taken all year.
Yes.
Stop the clock and force 2 penalties. Hardyway drops back to pass, looking for Swinehart to just swing it out of the backfield. Nothing doing. Does find Batten, but a loss of even more on the 3rd down reception. And that drive just went from bad to worse for the Rams, and another timeout taken by Westchester. Make that the 2-minute stoppage here at Ram Stadium. The Golden Rams don't even have to use another timeout. We will take the 30-second break as well. Westchester with the lead 14-7. They are getting ready to get the football back on the backside of this break. This is Shepherd Ram football on TB10.
Sometimes our customers face circumstances that stretch their financial resources. At West Virginia American Water, we're here to help. Our customer assistance program can keep your life flowing by providing one-time assistant grants of up to $500, payment installment plans, and budget billing to provide predictable monthly bills. We also offer discounts of 20% for qualified low-income customers. To learn more about our customer assistance programs, visit westvirginiaamwater.com.
Welcome back into Monty Cater Field at Ram Stadium. A beautiful Breast Cancer Awareness Day here at Ram Stadium. If you're looking, you see the pink balloons and the pink railings on the far side of the field. And the pink pom-poms from the cheerleaders on the left end zone right in front of the Ken Boone Fieldhouse. 4th down and 27 for the Rams. Going to punt the football away. Deshaun Alexander, first time we have called his name today. Has not had to punt the football yet today. The return man is Zach Gillen, who stands at about the 30-yard line. Alexander gets it away, end-over-end kick, and a fair catch called for. Takes a high bounce at the 30-yard line, and then a Ram roll inside the 15, and Shepherd needed that little bit of luck, is now down right around the 18-yard line, so Westchester the full length of the field to go with 1:48, still 2 timeouts in their tool bag.
Alexander, we already know, when he's able to get foot to leather, it's something special to watch. He has a powerful leg. The breakdowns have come where there's been some bad handles when the snap gets back there to him. Shepherd using a little bit of a wrinkle on their usual punt formation that time, so maybe putting something out there in the ether where they're possibly going to set up some type of fake punt down the road. Could see it this game, could see it in the future, but you can see them trying to, throw a little something out there and just see how that defense responds. 1st
down and 10, ball at make that the 13-yard line. Kohler drops back to pass, looking up the middle, nowhere to go. He's going to be flushed to his right. A host of Rams chasing him down and just gets rid of the football into the Rams bench. Incomplete second down coming up, and Shepherd has been successful when they have brought pressure today.
And they have. And one of the guys that they're able to get pressure with when they don't have to blitz is Nathan Muley. Again, we've said his name a bunch of times so far today and probably going to continue to say it. Has just been an absolute terror for that Westchester offense. He's pretty much been living in that backfield all day, all game so far.
Second down and 10, a minute and 40 left before halftime. Shotgun formation, that is Owens to the right of Kohler in the backfield. Two receivers to each side of the formation. 4 down linemen for the Rams as Owens moves from right to left in the backfield. Kohler back to pass, looking right, looking for that fade route once again, and that beyond the reach of his intended receiver. That was Robbie Longo. Longo has had his name called a couple of times. Doesn't have a reception to show for it.
And some curious play calls here for Westchester, backed up in your own territory, and now they have to worry about possibly giving the ball back to the Shepherd offense with good field position and some timeouts possibly to work with. So not sure why they didn't try to go to the ground game. They've had success on their 2 previous drives where they were able to score running the ball. At least run the ball, give yourself a little bit of room in case you do have to punt.
3rd down and 10. Here is the run to Owens, and he is tripped up behind the line of scrimmage back at the 12. And a good stop for the Ram defense. There was a seam for him to run right there.
And Nathan Muley, with his big bear paws, able to smack the running back down to the ground. And like you said, really saved a big running play.
He was running right at us. We could see the hole opening up. Minute and 29 left before the half, and Shepherd is going to use their final timeout. They'll get the ball back after the punt right around 1:20, barring a big return or something crazy happens. So a minute and 20-ish to move the football. I know you don't have timeouts, so it shrinks the playbook a little bit, but you got to get back to the quick intermediate passing. That's what's successful. You're not going to be able to run the football much here given the time constraints, but you moved the football well in the first quarter. You got to find a way, if you're Rob Ambrose, to get back to that in the play calling before halftime.
And again, get back to the running game. We're not sure what's going on with Barnett. Looked like he was going to have another one of his great days. He's been on a tear here recently, but ever since that big run that he had in the first quarter, we haven't seen him that much since. So not sure what issues are going on in the backfield for the Rams offense, but if they're looking to get back into this game, they're going to have to get that figured out.
Block! And that one is tipped at the line, bouncing in the end zone, and Westchester able to fall on it at the 4-yard line, and now flags coming in.
And Nick and Jazeer puts his hands up, or is that, I'm thinking that's more Minka right there, was the player to get into the backfield and block that kick, but maybe got there a little bit too soon.
Owens losing his helmet on the play. That ball tipped and looked like a pitching wedge, went straight up in the air.
After the play, personal foul. Offense. Continued to play after his helmet came off. Half the distance to the goal. Shepherd ball.
Oh, man, that's just wrong.
That's playing the game right there.
I'm like, that's a no-win situation that time for Owens. The ball's there on the ground. Shepherd possibly having a chance to make a play on the ball, and it's just an instinct. He sees the ball on the ground, he jumps on it to cover it up, and gets penalized for doing so. So you really can't blame that young man for making that play, but just a worst-case scenario for Westchester. You get a good stop, get the ball back with a couple of timeouts, and then you're backed up in your own territory, and I think it was a mistake coming out trying to pass the ball to get out of there. You've had your success running the ball, and most importantly, you want to get away from your own goal line and eat up some of that clock.
1st and goal from the 2. The give is to Barnett right up the middle, lowers his shoulder. A pile at the goal line. Did number 0 get across? He did! It's a Shepherd touchdown!
Got to push the pile.
Shepherd draws within 1 with the extra point coming up. A minute and 15 left before the half. The only thing you're a little upset about here is how much time is left on that first half clock. Still uncovering bodies from that pile. Looked like a rugby scrum at the goal line. But the tip of the football did cross. Shepherd within 1. And for Jordan Barnett, that is touchdown number 8 on the season.
He has just been on a tear here the past couple of games, and as Shepherd has really dedicated themselves to pounding the football. Now you're starting to see the offense put more points on the board, and just the passing game also beginning to flourish because they're able to use play-action pass, and the defense has to respect that running threat.
Well, question on personnel. Everybody where they need to be. Baker on for the extra point. That kick is up, and it is good. 1:15 left before halftime, and we're tied at 14. This is Shepherd Ram football on TV 10.
Take Rock's Chicken everywhere. It's perfect for any occasion. Rock's 12-piece chicken, $12. Rock's local market. Take Rock's Chicken everywhere. A perfect mix of white and dark meat for any occasion. Rock's 12-piece chicken, $12. Rock's local market.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Sam Collins to kick it away for the Rams. Just 75 seconds left in the first half here from Monte Cater Field at Ram Stadium. Shepherd, a blocked punt, punching it in. Jordan Barnett, a 2-yard touchdown run, tied at 14. It is Corson and Brown, the two return men for the Golden Rams. They stand inside the 5-yard line. A low line drive kick taken on the far side of the 5-yard line across the 10 to the 15 to the 20. Cutting inside, nowhere to go. Stop before the 25-yard line. And once again, the full length of the field to go for Westchester. Let's see what they dial up offensively. Still 2 timeouts remaining in the first half with 1:08 left.
And again, Westchester just a poor job of play selection on that last drive. They have a couple of timeouts. You can still run the ball, and it's going to help you out a couple of ways. One, it's going to put pressure on the Shepherd defense, where they're going to be in a position where, like, the clock is going to be running, but you're going to get yourself away from your own goal line in case you do have to punt. And, again, it was just a worst-case scenario that time for Westchester on that previous drive, and Shepherd able to capitalize on that mistake.
2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Owens is the tailback to the left of Kohler. Kohler drops back to pass, finds his intended target at the 25-yard line, working upfield across the 30, near the 34. That one hauled in by Thatcher Miller, and those two finally able to connect today.
Thatcher Miller coming into today's game, 8 catches for 101 yards, also has 2 touchdowns, and just gives the quarterback such a big target. 6'4", 230-pound redshirt junior.
It was a gain of 9 on first down, brings up a 2nd down and 1 as Kohler drops back to pass and can't find his intended target. There was pressure in the backfield. The intended target was Thorpe on this near side and never got to him.
And the ball was airing because of Nathan Muley. Just put a big shot on Kohler. I mean, he's living in the backfield today. And so far, that Westchester offensive line, no answers for the veteran defender.
3rd down and 1. The give is to Owens on this near side. Now cuts back towards the middle as he lowers his shoulder up to the 39-yard line. And a fresh set of downs for Westchester. 33 seconds remaining before the half. Clock will start once they set those first down sticks.
And Owens just made a smart decision. He's like, I'm just going to run wherever Nathan Muley ain't. And that's pretty much the read he made on that play.
Kohler back to pass and swallowed up in the backfield. He is dropped for a sack. Couple of Rams there. Looked like Kutchin there getting around the legs.
Also Christian Slack in there as well to bring down the quarterback. And Westchester coming off of a performance. But that offensive front resulting in their starting quarterback getting injured. And right now Kohler is taking a pounding. We saw what this defense, this Shepherd defense, was able to do to the quarterback last week versus Millersville. Zelt had a long day, and he just got pounded on all game long. That's what this defense likes to do, and that's what's going to start creating turnovers when you start putting that type of pressure on the quarterback.
And that will go down as the last play of the first half. On the sack, the running clock hits 0, and we are tied at 14 as we head to the halftime intermission. The Mansion Freddie halftime show coming up next after this 2-minute timeout. Shepherd 14, Westchester 14. It is halftime here at Ram Stadium. We are back in 2 minutes.
This is Cody with Cody's Auto Body. The stories are on the way. Reliving glory days, the injury that prevented stardom, or the inevitable, I even could have made that play. With football season comes a lot of delusion of greatness. Well, no one believes you would have made it in the big leagues. Let's at least make them think you're a good driver. Bring that vehicle to me and I will make it the pride of the parking lot at every game. I'm Cody with Cody's Auto Body, the MVP of your season. That's Cody's with a T for trust.
Life is evolving. Over the past decade, the way we do almost everything has changed. Get on your phone, see something you like, click on it, and it shows up at your door. Why should the way you have your car serviced be any different? Why waste your time going to a dealership service department when Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to you? They service all makes, all models, and offer full parts and labor warranties. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet will come to your door or office and service your vehicle while you're doing what you need to be doing, conducting that business meeting or mowing the lawn. Why take time out of your busy schedule when you don't have to? Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet's friendly, knowledgeable staff will come to you where you live or where you work for full service maintenance, from oil changes to tire rotations, brakes, batteries, multi-point inspections. They handle it all. Hagerstown Ford and Hancock Chevrolet is committed to delivering the best of the best to their customers. Trust them to service your vehicle where you're at home or at work. Skip the time-consuming and terminal wait at the dealership. Schedule your appointment at fordofhagerstown.com or HancockChevy.com.
Most insurance companies see you as a claim number. Most law firms see you as a case file. When their top priority is their bottom line, you only get a fraction of the attention that you deserve. At the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, it's personal. We listen to our clients to see the whole picture, because every part of you is important. For a team built on relationships and results, call Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson at 304 Lawyers. Or visit us at burkeandschultz.com.
Welcome back into Monty Cater Field at Rams Stadium. It is Shepherd 14, Westchester 14, as we enter the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm halftime show, brought to you by the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. Shepherd started strong. Their first 3 possessions, able to find the red zone, but just 7 points to show for it. Allowed that low margin and allowed Westchester to kind of stay in the ball game, stay mentally in the ball game, if nothing else, and able to put together a couple of drives and a couple of scoring drives, especially the one that started at the 13-yard line following a Mike Hardyway interception. And you're thinking, okay, the momentum has changed. Let's see what Shepherd can do. As you and I talked about, strange play calling we saw from Westchester as they got the ball back with right around 2 minutes to go in the first half, and a blocked punt setting Shepherd up inside the 5-yard line. Jordan Barnett able to barrel his way in the rugby scrum to tie it up at 14. So you talk about just a tale of 2 quarters in this one. Shepherd, I think, at some point lucky to be tied at 14. At the same time, probably should be up more than that. A very, very strange way to look at the first half.
Yeah, a lot of luck. That could be going both ways. You nailed it right there. But Westchester, again, having an opportunity. You're already up 14-7. You're controlling the action. You had a couple timeouts in your pocket. There's really no reason for them to try to force the pass. They know that that's going to be an issue, and they've had success running the ball, so I'm not sure why they didn't choose to put the ball on the ground, at least give themselves a little bit of space where they're not backed up into their own end zone in the event that they have to punt. But credit to that Shepherd special teams unit. That's something that has been their saving grace so far this season. It's been inconsistent at times, but more times than not, they have come up and make the big plays. And again, that was a big play that Shepherd desperately needed to get back into this ball game and tie it up, sending it into halftime.
The Ram Band is on the field for the halftime performance. We are going to take a short break, and on the backside, it'll be Kyler High back at the studio for our halftime scoreboard show. Again, at the half, we are tied up at 14. This is Shepherd Ram football on TV 10.
Powered Beck and Mitsurath Law Offices. 50 years experience. No fees unless we collect money for you. Always here to help you. Any questions? lawpbm.com.
Floor Pools, your swimming pool and hot tub builder, retailer, and service provider, serving homeowners in Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, and Virginia. Floor Pools takes pride in providing quality construction, reliable service, and exceptional customer service. Experience the ultimate relaxation and the serenity of soaking in your own hot tub. Your new backyard lifestyle awaits. Start your journey today at Floor Pools in Martinsburg, Hagerstown, and Chambersburg. Floorpools.com. That's FLOHR Pools.com. Floor Pools, your swimming pool and hot tub builder, retailer, and service provider, serving homeowners in Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, and Virginia. Floor Pools takes pride in providing quality construction, reliable service, and exceptional customer service. Experience the ultimate relaxation and the serenity of soaking in your own hot tub. Your new backyard lifestyle awaits. Start your journey today at Floor Pools in Martinsburg, Hagerstown, and Chambersburg. Floorpools.com. That's FLOHR Pools.com.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Welcome into the halftime scoreboard show brought to you by Dignity Memorial, Rosedale Funeral Home, and Cemetery. Attention to detail like no other. Visit DignityMemorial.com. Your Shepherd score tied at 14 at half with Westchester getting the ball. And other games around the PSAC area, you only have a couple being played as of right now, as you're only 12 o'clock games, where Slippery Rock versus Seton Hill, which is at half, Westchester versus Shepherd, which is at half, and that's also the game that you're watching, and Clarion versus Gannon, which is almost at half with 1:30 left in the second quarter. As you can see, Clarion is beating Gannon 28-19, and Slippery Rock is up 28-0 over Seton Hill. Your other game starting at 1, is Millersville versus Shippensburg. There's currently no score for that one, as that one just got underway. 2 o'clock game is California, PA at Edinburgh. And then you have your 6 o'clock and a 6:05. Your 6 o'clock game is Kutztown versus Lock Haven, and your 6:05 is Bloomsburg versus East Stroudsburg. You have Mountain East games coming up here in a little bit, because all of those are just started. It was one at Glenville State versus Frostburg State. That game just started at 1. Every other game in the Mountain East is starting at 2. Those other games that you have is West Virginia Wesleyan at Fairmont State, Charleston at Wheeling, and West Virginia State University at Concord University. Your West Virginia Mountaineers are on a bye week this week, and Marshall doesn't play until 3:30. They play Old Dominion University. Some other D1 games that you have currently is Pitt versus Florida State. They're tied 14-all with 4 minutes left in the second quarter before they get to halftime. Alabama versus Missouri. Alabama is now winning that game 17-7 with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Other game you have is Ohio State versus Illinois. Ohio State is winning that game with 6 minutes left in the second quarter, 13-0. Some other games that you have that start at 3:30 of NC State versus Notre Dame, Oklahoma versus Texas, and Indiana versus Oregon. Those are all your 3:30 games. Now, a 7 o'clock game that some people might want to watch because it's a ranked game and a great-looking game is Florida versus Texas A&M. Some 7:30 games. You have Kansas versus Texas Tech, Michigan at USC, Georgia versus Auburn, and then at 7:45, you have South Carolina at LSU. Those are the only games that we have for you today. Like we said, PSAC, only these 3 games going on. Mountain East only has 1 game, so I'll be able to get you a better score update at the end of the postgame show, and some better score updates for D1 also at the postgame show, as we'll be closer to that 3:30, 2 o'clock time slot to get you better score updates. I'm Kyler High with TV10. This has been your halftime show. Come back and join me for the postgame show.
After a car accident, call the local law firm that can give you the help you need right now.
Get more with Mansion Ferretti, the one with 115 years of combined experience fighting for West Virginia accident victims. Get more with Mansion Ferretti.
The one that takes on the big insurance companies.
Get more with Mansion Ferretti. We're Mansion Ferretti.
After a car accident, we'll fight for every dollar you deserve. And if there's no recovery, there's no fee. So call right now.
Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Take Rock's Chicken everywhere. A perfect mix of white and dark meat for any occasion. Rock's 12-piece chicken, $12. Rock's local market. Take Rock's Chicken everywhere. It's perfect for any occasion. Rock's 12-piece chicken, $12. Rock's local market.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Someone asked me, who's the brains behind Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers?
And what did you say?
I said it was a team effort. Everyone works together to win for our clients.
Well, that's true and very noble of you.
But I could still beat you in cornhole. You're on.
If you're hurt in almost heaven, dial the 7s. 304-777-7777.
SkinnerWins.com.
Welcome you back into the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm halftime show, brought to you by the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wbjusticelawyers.com for more information. Well, heading in to the halftime break and heading into the locker room, our inside line man Wyatt Pelicano caught up with Shepherd head coach Arnie McCook.
All right, guys, I'm standing with Coach McCook. Coach McCook, we got a lot of back and forth here. Felt like a couple missed opportunities in the red zone. What's the message going into the guys at halftime to bring us back in the second?
We have to play fundamentally sound football in all three phases. We can't have holding penalties. We got to be able to convert down in the red zone. I think we're, 2 of 4 in red zone chances. That's unacceptable. When we're inside the goal line, we have to be able to score. We can't have assignment mistakes. We've got to play well. We can't turn the ball over. We're in a 0-0 ball game going in the second half.
Thank you, Coach, very much. I appreciate you. Good luck.
Thank you, Wyatt. We will hear from Wyatt and Coach McCook hopefully after the game as well. All righty, let's take a look at some of the first half stats. First half stats brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com. We'll start with the scoring recap. With 5:59 remaining in quarter number one, it was Grant Swinehart from 2 yards out on an 8-play, 47-yard drive, taking 4 minutes and 1 second off the clock. Gave the Rams a 7-0 lead. Took till the second quarter for us to call another touchdown, and that was Kohler from 1 yard out, the quarterback keeper on 3rd and goal. That capped off a 14-play, 80-yard drive, taking 6 minutes and 47 seconds off of the clock, tied at 7 with 8:16 remaining in quarter number two. Westchester would take their only lead of the ball game. It was a Khalil Owens 1 yard carry, capping off a 6-play, 13-yard drive, taking 2 minutes and 21 seconds off the clock. 14-7 lead for the Golden Rams at that point. Shepherd, following a blocked punt, gets the ball at the 2-yard line, and it took just 1 play and 6 seconds for Jordan Barnett to find the end zone and tie the score at 14. Travis, I think you look at the stats in this one, and it paints a bit of a picture of what the score should be, but at the same time, you look at some of those Westchester team stats, and you're scratching your head going, man, Shepherd should be dominating this football game.
You're absolutely right, and Coach McCook touched on it. You have those opportunities in the red zone. You have to come away with points, and only scoring on 2 of your 4 possessions down that deep in the territory, that's just tough to come away with. Fortunately, your special team's able to come up with a big play, and Shepherd's able to punch it in. But one of the things that really jumps off the stat sheet to me is the efficiency of this Westchester offense, converting 7 of 10 on 3rd down. That has been something that has plagued this Shepherd defense all season long, and again, it is troubling them again today, giving up such a high percentage of third downs. And then for Shepherd, 6 penalties, 48 yards, and it has just killed the momentum and just sapped good field position at every turn. So again, Shepherd just having to play a clean brand of football, and I think that they're going to be able to not only take the lead but able to pull away in this game. But if they keep making those type of mistakes, you just give Westchester that many more opportunities to not only stay in this game, but possibly come out of here with the win. They are 2-1 on the road so far this year, so they are a team that are comfortable going into hostile territory and coming away with victories.
Westchester as a team, 20 carries, 45 yards on the ground, just 38 yards through the air. That is 35 plays, 83 total yards of first half offense. You talk about 7 for 10 on third down, 2 for 2 in the red zone, finding the end zone. For the Shepherd University Rams, running the football, 17 carries, 93 yards, and 99 yards through the air. We did see a interception for Mike Hardyway, 12 for 15 besides that one bad throw, but that bad throw led to 7 points. So you look at Shepherd offensively, 32 plays, 192 yards in that first half. For Westchester individually, Khalil Owens on the ground, 34 yards and a touchdown. He's averaging about 2.6 a carry. Robertson, 2 carries for 14 yards. He's averaging about 7 when he carries the ball. And Kohler has kept the football a couple times, but a lot of his rushes are going to go down to sacks in this football game. So he's got a net of a -3, but did have a really good keeper on this near side we saw that led to that first touchdown for Westchester. On the outside, it is Dylan McKenzie, 1 catch. Asher Miller, 1 catch. Uvara with a catch as well, but again with 38 yards total passing the football, and not a lot of stats for the receivers for Westchester. For Shepherd, looking at individual yards, 6 carries, 68 yards, and a touchdown for Jordan Barnett. 51 of those 68 total yards came on 1 run, his long of the day, but that average a little skewed because of that, 11.3 a carry, but really was quiet in that first half outside of that 51-yard run and the touchdown. Grant Swinehart, 10 carries for 29 yards, so not a whole lot to talk about per run. That's only about 2.9. We'll give him 3 yards a carry. Throwing the football, 12 for 15 with an interception for Mike Hardyway, 99 yards. His favorite receiver on the day has been Cordell Batten, 4 catches, 29 yards. And you look at Jaden Ashby with 40 yards on 3 receptions as well. Jordan Barnett, a couple of receptions coming out of the backfield. He's got 20 yards receiving. That is the first half stats brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com for more. Also want to thank our halftime interview sponsor. It was powered by Wyatt Pelicano and Financial Growth Partners, where they are advancing human capital by redefining the intersection between people and money. Thanks to them for our halftime and postgame interviews on the season. We're going to send it back to the studio, take a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we will get you ready for the second half of football here at Monte Cater Field at Rams Stadium. Tied at 14. This is Shepherd Ram Football on TV 10.
Jonathan Bodwell Insurance Solutions. We've been serving the Eastern Panhandle with their insurance needs for 20 years. We specialize in Medicare and health insurance plans. Medicare can be scary. We help seniors navigate the Medicare maze and not get taken advantage of by the call centers. We give honest, local advice on your insurance. We're located in the Aiken Center, 304-283-0864.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Welcome back in as we wrap up the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm halftime show, brought to you by the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. Travis, with about 90 seconds left before we kick it off for second half coverage, what are you looking to see out of Shepherd? And have your keys to the game really changed as we have really, as you heard from Coach McCook, a nothing ball game right now?
No, my keys really haven't changed, but one thing I do want to see change here in this second half, Shepherd Rams, they have to get Kason Lanza involved in the offense. He's coming off of a whale of a game last week. 6 catches for 126 yards has really been a pleasant surprise for this Rams offense. And Westchester, to their credit, has done a good job of really eliminating him from that Shepherd offensive attack. So let's see if Shepherd can make some moves, different formations, move him around, get him involved in that passing offense, because he is a catalyst for bigger and better things. So if Shepherd's able to get him involved in the offense, maybe that's going to loosen some things up where they can get some big plays on that offensive side of the ball. Shepherd's averaging a little over 28 points per game, so this is a team that can put up points, but they can't do it while committing those silly turnovers. Really derails their momentum.
Westchester will get the football to start the second half. Second half starting in a little over 20 seconds. Our second half kickoff brought to you by the personal injury attorneys Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. Visit burkeandschultz.com where they play hardball. Our beautiful day for football has given way to a few clouds. Earlier in the week, we were afraid it might be a windy and rainy Saturday afternoon in Shepherdstown. Looks like we're going to luck out in that regard, as the wind and rain going to hold out till after the game today. Still not a lot of wind to talk about. That American flag at the Ken Boone Fieldhouse. Still just a couple of ripples, but nothing much, as the weather not played an impact in this one. What has played an impact is special teams in this football game. We'll see if the Rams can clean up some of that kicking in the second half and stay strong on that punt return team. Sam Collins on to kick it away for Shepherd to start the second half. Troy Corson and Darrell Brown, the 2 return men that stand inside the 5-yard line for the Golden Rams of Westchester. The whistle blows, and we are just about ready for second half action here in historic Shepherdstown, West Virginia. Shepherd on the road next week at Bloomsburg, and then East Stroudsburg the week after that. It is at Lock Haven for Westchester next week, where they're at home in a tough matchup against Kutztown. We saw that Golden Bear team a few weeks ago, and I would not want to see them again. Second half kickoff goes into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback to start the second half, Westchester football.
In any scenario, Kutztown is just, they're loaded top to bottom, all 3 phases of the game, one of the most complete football teams that you can remember seeing here in recent years.
I don't want to drive through Kutztown, Pennsylvania at the moment.
It's a dangerous place.
None less see the football program. I don't even want to drive through the town. You'll know we're from Shepherd, and we'll have to quickly get out of there. First down and 10, ball at the 25-yard line near hash. Juke Peaker in at running back now. Great name for a running back. First name is Juke. First time we've called his name today. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. The give is to Peaker right at the middle, and he is bottled up and stopped after maybe a gain of 1. Good push on the defensive line for the Rams, bringing up a second down and long.
And Muley once again showing very good pursuit on the play. Just jumps on the ball carrier like a backpack and pulling him down with a minimal gain there on first down. This Rams defensive unit, we know that they like to rotate people in, keeping guys fresh throughout the game and just giving the offense a variety of looks that they have to try to contain.
Jameer Robinson now the back to the left of Kohler. Little read option. Kohler going to keep it himself, and he gets up to the 29-yard line before he is taken down. And third down and 6 now for the Golden Rams.
I'm sure the Westchester coaching staff doesn't want to see their backup quarterback being on the wrong side of Daniel McPherson, the 6', 290-pound redshirt junior, just falling on top of the quarterback.
And talking to the radio folks from Westchester earlier, they wanted to give us the name and number of their 4th-string quarterback that traveled to us. Said, if we get to that point, we've got some serious problems going on. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side, pistol formation, as it is Peaker in the backfield behind Kohler. Kohler drops back to pass, nowhere to go, steps up in the pocket, and he is swallowed up. It was Muley the first one to get there, and with a little help from his friends, takes down Ethan Kohler, and a good stop, 3 and out for Westchester. Shepherd going to get the football back.
And the first guy to get in the backfield and disrupt things was Elijah Queen, the 6'2", 230-pound redshirt junior. Has been quiet this year, had a couple of quarterback hurries last week. You can add another one to his stat total this week. Did a good job of flushing the quarterback out of the pocket. Nathan Muley able to clean it up once again.
Batten back to return. He stands at the 30-yard line. We've seen both Batten boys back to return at one point today, and the punter goes down, but no flag thrown as Batten lets it bounce to the 25-yard line. It takes a Westchester bounce to the 20. A little nervous there might be a flag on the back end of that play, but they'll say the Rams were either pushed in or it was a little bit of a flop by the punter Shank. Shepherd football, they'll have it at the 19-yard line in their own territory. The length of the field to go. 12:59 remaining in the third quarter. Shepherd's first offensive drive of the day.
See, I'm going to go the other direction on that. It wasn't a good enough flop from the quarterback. You got to sell that. Anytime you get touched back there, you got to. Oh.
And I didn't see a flag. We didn't get a chat from the official. The ball definitely bounced inside where it is laying right now.
So maybe it was touched by a Westchester player.
Possibility is it's now at the 35-yard line. Hey, Shepherd will take it. 1st and 10, 35-yard line. Far side hash. Two tight ends come in motion. It's Barnett to the right of Hardyway in the shotgun formation. The give is to Barnett. He starts left, now works up the middle of the field. Lowers his shoulder for a gain of a couple of helmet flies. And after a gain of a few.
And he runs into the hostile embrace of DeBrick Johnson. The 6'4", 275-pound redshirt junior gobbles up the running back on first down. Nice chunk gain there on first down. That was something we saw early on in the game, running the ball with Barnett, getting good gains on first down, and that just opens up the playbook when you're able to have that success early on in a series.
Ball at the 37-yard line, 2nd down and 7. It's a pitch to the near side to Barnett. Lowers his shoulder and keeps his feet running across the 40-yard line, falls forward to the 42. And a good second effort by Jordan Barnett makes it a 3rd and manageable.
And Barnett, he does a good job running on the edge, but where his strength really shines is when he's able to get north and south and find one of those running lanes to get in. That time he tried to turn his shoulders to the sidelines and use speed. That's really not the strength of his game, but what is the strength of his game is his strength, and that's what he was able to use that play to pick up some hard-earned yards at the end of that run.
3rd down and 3. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Both stacked on each side. Running back is Barnett. Hardyway drops back to pass, looking left, nowhere to go. Now fires across the middle behind Ashby, but makes a great catch into Westchester territory. 1st down Rams. Travis, he went back and got that one.
Man, he has been killing that Westchester defense with that dig route, and he runs it so well. You see why he's able to get so much separation, and he does a good job of throttling down in the open space in the zone, showing the quarterback his numbers. And Hardyway has been there, and you're just seeing this offense. They're beginning to flourish. You're starting to see those relationships and that chemistry starting to come to the forefront, and Ashby is just having a tremendous game so far today.
The 1st down give is to Barnett. He goes right up the middle, inside the 40 to the 39, and a gain of 8 on 1st down. Good hard-nosed running by the Rams.
You know it's a hard run when the defenders are slow to get up.
Yeah.
Neither one of those guys that put a hit on him that play were eager to get up.
Shepherd showing a little tempo. The give to Barnett, and once again running through tacklers inside the 35. 1st down Shepherd. And Barnett's got a little extra juices in the second half.
Running with some attitude, and that's something that you love seeing out of your running backs. I want you out there running angry, and that's something that Barnett really excels at. Not only that is he fighting for the extra yards, but doing an excellent job of protecting the football. You always run into that problem. You have a running back fighting for those extra inches. They risk the football, but you see Barnett doing a good job keeping that ball high and tight, secure, and not putting the ball on the turf.
1st down and 10. Ball at the 33-yard line. Shepherd in Westchester territory. 2 receivers to the far side as the Golden Rams show blitz. They do bring pressure. Swinehart, the intended target, out of the backfield, and just a bit high. He couldn't bring it in. The ball going off his fingertips. 2nd and 10 coming up. They had the play designed beautifully. Just couldn't get it to Swinehart.
Yeah, good read and reaction on that play. Just an awkward angle and an awkward throw. I think Hardaway was trying to lead his running back a little bit more down the field and catch him in stride, but Swinehart turning back to look at the quarterback. So just a little bit of pressure in the quarterback's face was enough to throw off the timing and touch of that pass play.
10:15 remaining in quarter number 3. Hardyway by himself in the backfield. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. Takes that snap. Looking over the middle, nowhere to go. Fires to the far side, a low throw, but brought in on the far side. That one caught. That's Nick and Jazier with the reception and the flag down in the secondary. And Kaysen lands it with his palms up. Almost giving away that the penalty is in his direction.
Yeah.
Oh, actually going to go on Malachi Brown, offensive pass interference. So a little too physical downfield. And Shepherd gets into Westchester territory, and right on cue a penalty for the Rams, pushing them back.
And Brown and Lanza have both been very quiet so far today. We were expecting them to see them be a bit more involved in the offense. But Westchester doing a good job of denying those options. And you can see Malachi Brown getting a little bit frustrated. That's his second penalty on the day so far.
Second down and 20 now coming for the Rams as they get pushed back to the 48-yard line. Still in Westchester territory. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Give is to Barnett as he gets inside the 45 down to the 44. Still a third, and what do you do here now for the Rams?
And a good play that time by Johnny Pregame. Did a good job of pressing up the field a little bit, but then an excellent job of shedding that block and crashing back down to make that tackle. And Shepherd almost getting a holding penalty on that play. And 3rd and a mile. They tried a screen pass the last time they were in a similar situation, and Westchester was all over it. Let's see if they go with a little bit more of a direct attack downfield.
And the last play was a 2nd and 25. This brings up a 3rd and 21 across the middle. Ashby, the intended receiver, but the defender right there in coverage, number 25. That was Jimmy Wright getting there. Perfect timing. The ball falls to the turf, and Shepherd is going to have to give the football back as Deshaun Alexander makes his way onto the field to punt it away, and not in a spot in the field that he likes to punt the football. He's got a booming leg, but still working on that finesse a bit on these shorter punts. Standing back at the 10-yard line is number 10. That's Zach Gillen, the redshirt junior, the punt returner. As Westchester brings in one more return man, and Alexander. This one a good punt. Again, puts some touch on it and pushes Gillian back inside the 10 as the 7-yard line is where the Westchester offensive possession will start. Length of the football field to go for the Golden Rams. 9:02 remaining in quarter number 3.
And as Alexander runs off to the sidelines, gets a high five from his special teams coach. We know he's got the booming leg, but like you said, can he start showing some of the other intangibles that you need out of a good punter? Can he do those directional kicks, or can he try to squeeze it inside of the 20 and really back up an opposing offense? And he was able to do that on that previous play.
First down and 10. 2 receivers to the left of the formation, 1 to this near side. Kohler drops back to pass, nowhere to go. He is swallowed up inside the 5. They'll mark him down at the 3 on the sack. Looks like it was Elijah Queen. Glad we're on the same page with that one. Good pressure by Queen, and they'll actually mark that football at the 2. Good pressure by the Shepherd defensive line.
And Queen started on that defensive line early in the season, but then kind of fell out of the rotation, hasn't been used a whole lot. He's been playing here the past couple of weeks, and you're starting to see as he gets more time on the field, his production also increases.
The give is to Owens out of the end zone. He gets to the 5, maybe the 6, before he is stood up, and a 3rd down and long coming up for the Golden Rams. They are deep in their own territory. This would be a big stop if Shepherd's able to get it.
And right now, this Westchester offense having flashbacks of the end of the first half where they were backed up in their own end zone. Similar situation. They need to get some space in case they do have to punt. You don't want him having to punt out of his end zone again.
Owens is the tailback in the pistol formation. Kohler drops back to pass, fires over the middle, and that one caught up to the 25-yard line. That was Dylan McKenzie, the 6'3", 190-pound junior on the reception. And we've said it multiple times this year, Shepherd's defense has been vulnerable in between the hash marks in the secondary.
And Kohler, you can see he's starting to settle down, did a good job of looking off the defense on that play. Owens set up short underneath. And as Kohler looked to him, you could see those defenders step up a little bit, and that created just enough gap for him to layer that throw over to the second level.
Pistol formation, the give is to Owens. Starts right, plants his foot and goes back left, but not a lot of running room in that direction either. Gain of a couple brings up 2nd down and what looks to be about 8 yards.
Tremendous pursuit that time by that Rams defense led by Giodi Tolbert. Coming up, looked like Owens was going to have some space to work with on that play, but then just a second wave of Rams defenders was able to gobble him up for a minimal gain.
Westchester outscoring opponents 35-22 in the third quarter this year. Neither team scoring so far in the third quarter of this one. Kohler drops back to pass, now has to retreat and roll to his right. Now just getting rid of it deep into the Westchester sideline, and that one bouncing out of the stadium.
There you go. Souvenir for a young fan. Don't give it back. Yeah, run away. Don't give that ball back. That's yours.
Brings up a 3rd down and 8 and another opportunity for the Rams to get a stop. If they're able to force a punt, would still give them pretty good field position if they're able to get the football back. By himself in the backfield is Ethan Kohler. 3 receivers to the far side, 2 to the right side of the formation. 3 down linemen. Shepherd showing a little 5-man pressure. We'll see if they retreat once the ball is snapped. And now we get a whistle on the far side, and it is a false start on the Westchester offense.
That was Matt Uvara was the guilty party.
3rd and 8 becomes 3rd and 13 with 6:44 remaining in the third.
3rd and long, big opportunity for this Rams defense to get off the field. This has been a thorn in their side all year long, getting off the field on 3rd down. So are they going to go coverage? Are they going to go pressure? Or maybe a combination of the two? I think you put some pressure on him, make him make a quick decision. He's shown that he is quick to take those check down routes. Then you just got to rally and make a play on the ball carrier.
Not showing pressure initially. It'll be delayed if it is. They rush 5. Kohler back to pass, hit as he threw, ball up in the air, and caught just in front of the sticks. But no, they're going to say it hit the turf.
That bounce, and you could tell from the reaction of the wide receiver that time, Ivan Thorpe. He's not going to argue that call. It did bounce off the turf. And, again, this Shepherd defense, when they're dialing up blitzes, they do a good job of getting hits on the quarterback. Early on in the game, Kohler kind of counteracted that by doing a good job of getting the ball out quickly. That time having to go a little bit further down the field, slower developing play. Puts on that delay blitz. They were able to get pressure, and more importantly, they were able to get home and get a good hit on the quarterback that time.
And that would have just been a dagger if it was a reception.
It was close.
Way to
Man,
Batten back at the 30. Yeah, Shank, a spiraling kick. Batten taking it up the 26-yard line. He's across the 30. He's got room across the 40, looking for a block. He gets one. He is to midfield. Now into Westchester territory at the 40. 30-yard line, a couple men to beat, and he stumbles to the 20. Stays on his feet. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Shepherd. 70 yards on the return for Batten, and Shepherd takes the lead, 20-14.
A good punt, but an even better return on that play. And the Shepherd special teams unit has been playing their tails off today, bailing out Shepherd in a couple of bad situations and giving Shepherd a chance to not only take the lead and really press their advantage, but getting this home crowd fired up.
Clayton Batten on the return. So far this year, no special teams touchdowns for the Rams. And what a way to get number 1. Baker on for the extra point. Snap, hold, kick is up, and this one is good. 6:16 remaining in quarter number 3. Shepherd takes the lead 21-14. This is Shepherd Ram football on TV 10.
Beck and Surf Law Offices. 50 years experience. No fees unless we collect money for you. Always here to help you. Any questions? lawpbm.com.
When it comes to providing you with a better car buying experience, CMA's Honda of Winchester takes it personally. Why? Because we're employee owned. That makes us neighbors. And good neighbors take care of each other. Come experience the honesty, transparency, and value we provide every customer, every neighbor, each and every day. At CMA's Honda of Winchester, owners just care more about you.
They'll call it a 74-yard punt return for Clayton Batten to give Shepherd the 21-14 lead. 6:16 remaining in quarter number 3. Westchester set to get the football back. Sam Collins sets it on a tee as Corson and Brown await for the kick inside their own 5-yard line. Shepherd Special Teams has come to play today on the punt return team.
Coach McCook talked about going in at halftime, need to make plays in all three phases of the game, and the special teams unit has certainly understood the assignment.
And the backup kicker, Baker, is a missed field goal, but outside of that, and the ball that is juggled, and a scuffle now at the 25-yard line. A fair catch was called for by one of the up men at the 25, and one of the Rams delivering a boom at the end that was not needed or necessary, and this is going to tack some yards on to the return.
And that was Sean Moskovich, the fullback. Smart decision. You see kickers when they use that blooper, that high blooper, you're trying to kick the ball to somebody that's not used to fielding the kick. And that time, Moskovich bobbled it a little bit, but he did call fair catch. He was able to corral it. But Minka, at that point in time, his decision was made.
Yeah.
He was going to lower the boom and test him a little bit. And that's going to be a big penalty right there. That's going to help Westchester get some good starting field position.
And delivered the boom, and I'm hoping the question right now is not a targeting question. There is a long conference going on at the 20-yard line, and I would imagine that is what the conversation is. Did he lead with the helmet?
For me, that's going to be a hard sell for the referees to make, because the player that was able to field the ball, he was down on his knees, so Minka wasn't able to lead with his head on the play, but curious to see what they're going to make a call.
Go down to our head referee here in just a moment.
Personal foul. Late hit, kicking team. 15 yards from the 25.
So just a late hit, no targeting. Good news for the Rams. Good field position now, though, for the Golden Rams of Westchester.
But again, you have all the positive vibes going with the huge punt return for a touchdown, and you come back on the ensuing kickoff, and you kind of stifle some of that momentum by getting a big penalty.
And Coach McCook not happy. I'm wondering if the conversation right now is, all right, was the return guy who called the fair catch the one who grabbed the football? There was two players in the vicinity, and I can't say I have an answer to that question, but I'm thinking I don't see another reason why Coach McCook would be so fired up. Maybe he's going, hey, the guy who caught the football wasn't the one who put his hand up for the fair catch.
But then again, he was on his knees, so he had given himself up at that point. So hard point to argue, but can't fault McCook for trying to stand up for his guys.
That one's on 1st and 10. Ball at the 40-yard line, gains a couple. He's up to the 42. Now 2nd down and 8 for Westchester. All scoring drives today brought to you by Senate Finance Chair Jason Barrett. Again, thank him and all of our sponsors for sponsoring Shepherd football all season long. And that last one, it was a 74-yard punt return for Clayton Batten, given a 21-14 lead for the Rams. And another read option, zone option play here, as Kohler keeps it to the 45-yard line. Owens took a big hit in the backfield, and Kohler smartly keeping the football.
But slow to get up.
Yeah.
That's a very shallow sideline over there on the home sideline for Shepherd, so really not a lot of places for you to comfortably fall down, and Kohler needing some assistance, and now Westchester's going to have a difficult question to answer. Right now you see
Colin O'Sullivan,
5'11", 181-pound redshirt sophomore, warming up.
And Kohler, if there is, and it's an ankle, you wondered with the hit, and the helmet off, whether it was a shaken up with a head injury, but they are working on that right leg. So you can imagine that O'Sullivan going to at least be the rest of this series.
And that was my point in the pregame, saying that, are you going to consider possibly changing up your approach on the defensive side of the ball? This is an offense that's used to the quarterback carrying the ball, so I can't imagine, even though they have a different guy back there, that they're going to abandon that entire aspect of their offense. And had some success using that zone refake and getting out on the edge. Again, just not the running threat that the starter was. But, again, you still want to make the defense play you honest. So there was really no reason for Shepherd to have any type of adjustment on the defensive side, because you prepare to face your opponent's absolute best. And if you go in doing that approach, you're probably going to be in a pretty good place.
I'm sure I speak for all Ram fans thinking this, obviously hoping that Ethan Kohler is okay and gets back to this sideline and gets whatever treatment he needs. You're your third-string quarterback for Westchester. If you're Shepherd, you gotta be
send the
frothing
dogs
at the mouth
yes,
now.
You have to send the dogs. And you see, Shepherd, that's how their defense has been trending here the past couple of weeks. Not putting the pressure on their guys to sit back, read and react, and make the right decision. You call those blitzes. You take some of that decision-making responsibility away from the defenders. You tell them exactly where to go and exactly what to do. And Shepherd has had some success, and we've seen the increase in sack totals here over the past couple of weeks. So now you have a third-string quarterback coming in, hostile environment. I think you send the dogs after him. Don't give him an opportunity to get settled in and relaxed. We saw how that worked against Shepherd when DeJuan Owens came in the fourth quarter in that slippery rock game.
Don't bring up that name. Don't say it 3 times. It's October. That's like Beetlejuice around here, Travis.
So, again, and that, hopefully that's a lesson that the Shepherd defensive unit has learned is when you have that backup come in, don't allow him that opportunity to get comfortable and, more importantly, get some confidence rolling. Send the dogs after him.
0 statistics for O'Sullivan on the year. Obviously, the redshirt sophomore not really probably expecting to see a whole lot of action this year as Kohler able to get almost back to his sideline. And the way that he is walking right now, quite frankly, I'd be surprised if we see him again in this football game. I'm sure they're going to tape that ankle as tight as it can go, but he now not really able to put any pressure on it as he gets to the sideline. So from the looks of it, I would imagine it is going to be Colin O'Sullivan the rest of the way for the Golden Rams. We'll see. We're sitting right behind the medical table on the Westchester sideline, so we'll be able to keep an eye on the quarterback situation. Right now it's O'Sullivan in the shotgun formation. Owens behind him. O'Sullivan drops back to pass, finds Owens out of the backfield. He is hit before the line to gain needed. Gets up to the 48-yard line and upended 4th down coming up for Westchester.
That was Will Ennis coming in, lowering the boom. He's coming off of a good game last week. Had 5 solo tackles, a tackle for loss, and an interception. So we see this Shepherd defense not shy when it comes to using their depth. And not only that, they've been able to get production out of that depth.
Shanks stands at the 32-yard line, has had 1 block today already. Batten with the 74-yard punt return touchdown the last time he touched the football. This one, a spiraling kick called for a fair catch at the 12-yard line, and that is where Shepherd will get the football back with the lead and the momentum in this one. The right cleat off of Ethan Kohler on the sideline as they're still working on that ankle. Shaking his table, you can tell he is frustrated. An opportunity for him to go on the road, a tough place to play here at Ram Stadium, and show what he can do. And again, looking like it's going to be a struggle for him to finish this football game. Shepherd football ball at the 13-yard line, 1st down and 10. It's Swinehart in the backfield behind Hardyway. 2 receivers to this near side, 1 to the far side. The give is to Swinehart. He goes right up the middle, bouncing off 1 tackler, and ball is loose at the 22-yard line, and Westchester gets the football back.
And I was about ready to compliment Swinehart on a nice, patient run. Nobody's moving just yet.
They're going to say he was down by contact. So Shepherd and Shepherd fans everywhere, take a breath. They're going to keep the football on a stressful 9-yard run for the Rams.
The red flag has
come
out.
The red flag is out. Well, and if you've learned anything from this Shepherd football season, it's that this is going to go the way of Westchester. Challenge flag is out. We'll go ahead and take a break as well while our referees take a second look at this one. A 60-second break, and we are back after this for 11 remaining in quarter number 3. Shepherd leads Westchester 21-14. This is Shepherd Ram football on TV 10.
Take Rock's Chicken everywhere. A perfect mix of white and dark meat for any occasion. Rock's 12-piece chicken, $12. Rock's local market. Take Rock's Chicken everywhere. It's perfect for any occasion. Rock's 12-piece chicken, $12. Rock's local market.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Timeouts and replays this season brought to you by the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results. Looking for a home in the tri-state area? Call the Larry DeMarco team at 304-262-4222 or visit them online at www.modernrealtyresults.com. Our referees are in the review tent to our left. That has been the anti-Shepherd review tent the entire 2025 season. I don't say that facetiously. Shepherd has not had a challenge go their way yet this season. And if my memory serves me correctly, other than the Frostburg game, I believe there has been a review in every game this year.
There has been, yes.
Yeah, and not one have gone the way of the Rams. We'll see if that changes here. The call on the field was that Grant Swinehart, at the end of a 9-yard run, was down by contact before the ball came out. From our vantage point, ball certainly came out, and Westchester secured it, no questions about it. The only question right now is, was that knee down, was an elbow down, and is Shepherd going to keep the football? The other big story right now is Ethan Kohler, the backup quarterback for Westchester, coming into today, turning into the starting quarterback as Cooper Jordan not able to go, still being worked on as he's got some ice on that right ankle.
Also looks like they're giving him an IV, so he's getting the full service treatment over here on the sideline.
They are going to try to get him back in the football game. You definitely don't want to have to rely on a redshirt sophomore to try to lead you back to a victory in Shepherdstown. They haven't started wrapping that ankle yet. I'm sure they're letting that ice sit on there as long as they can before they wrap it and see if he can give it a go. Our referees now back out from the review tent, and we'll see what the call is.
After further video review, the call on the field has been overturned.
And once again, a review going the way of the opponent for the Shepherd Rams. Grant Swinehart apparently losing the football before being down by contact. And at this point, Travis, we're going to have to go back and look at all of these reviews, because that's got to be 0 for 6, 0 for 7 at this point when it comes to calls going Shepherd's way out of the review tent. Regardless, it is Westchester football ball at the 23-yard line, 1st and 10. O'Sullivan in the shotgun formation. Behind him is Juke Peaker. Waiting for that clock to I think making sure the ball is where it needs to be. And we are back to action. Pistol formation, 2 receivers, 2 tight ends for the Golden Rams. O'Sullivan gives to Peaker, right up the middle, breaks 1 tackle, and is now inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. Gain of 8 on 1st down, 2nd and 2 for the Golden Rams.
Good push up front that time by Westchester. We talked about having that next man up mentality coming in today for the Golden Rams, and they have to stick to that adage here now as their backup quarterback is down and their 3rd string guy is in there. So certainly see a heavy dose of the run game here for the rest of today's contest.
The give is to Peaker. He tries to bounce it outside and nowhere to go. He's going to be dropped for a loss of a yard or 2 on that play. They will say a loss of 1. Brings up a 3rd down and 3.
And Mekhi Young doing a good job getting penetration into the backfield and tripping up the ball carrier. And Mekhi Young has just been an active defender all year long. Again, there's just been a variety of looks on that defensive side of the ball for Shepherd, just trying to find that right combination of talent and experience out there. But Mekhi Young has certainly emerged out of the shuffle.
O'Sullivan with Jameer Robertson to his left. Robertson, the intended target, out of the backfield, and he is dropped at the line of scrimmage. 4th down coming up, and a strong stop for the Shepherd defense. Let's see what Westchester elects to do on 4th down.
Once again, Mekhi Young, Johnny on the spot to wrap up the ball carrier, limiting him to a very short gain on the play, and now a big decision for Westchester.
And apparently not much of a decision at all. The special teams unit never began to go onto the field. The offense staying out there the entire time. 2:35 on a running 3rd quarter clock. Shotgun formation, 4th down and 3, ball at the 16-yard line. Run receiver lined up close on the far side, 2 to the near side. O'Sullivan takes that snap, looking right, going to fire. That one is caught at at the 10-yard line and leaning forward, and that is enough for a Westchester first down on the reception. It was Thatcher Miller.
A little bit of a pick play on that time. Robbie Longo doing a good job of keeping the defenders at bay as Thatcher was able to turn, show his numbers to the quarterback, and pull down that first down reception. Looks like Kohler's going to be done for the day. They've taken off his shoulder pads. He's on crutches on the sideline, so it looked like it's going to be young O'Sullivan that's going to carry Westchester throughout today's contest.
First and goal from the 9. To give up the middle is to Robertson. Little hesitation on the handoff right there, but he gets to the 5-yard line regardless. A gain of 4. Second and goal from the 5 coming up.
And that could be a problem later on in today's game, that mesh point, that point where the quarterback hands the ball off to the running back. We've seen a lot of zone read fakes, and that comes down with a lot of timing and a lot of precision. You have your third-string quarterback. He's just not getting a lot of reps with the first-team guys, so they're going to have to feel each other out here in the game and not miss a beat doing it.
Pistol look for O'Sullivan. Robertson behind him. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. There's a second and goal snap. A zone option here. Nowhere to go for O'Sullivan. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe falls forward for a half yard. But a good job by the Shepherd defense pinching down and not allowing him a running lane.
And Elijah Queen was not biting on anything that play. He was staring a hole through the quarterback on that play, daring him to hand the ball off.
45 seconds on a running third quarter clock. Shepherd currently has the lead, 21-14. But Westchester with the football at the 5-yard line, third and goal from the 5. Trips bunch to the left. A lone receiver is Thacker to the right. Now sending the running back in motion. That's Robertson, and nowhere to go. Just throwing it up into the end zone, and no receiver open. O'Sullivan just getting rid of it. 4th down coming up for the Golden Rams. And the offense once again looks like they're staying on the field for the moment. But now the special teams unit coming on. They're going to try to take the points.
And Matt Uvar didn't do his quarterback any favors on that play, kind of giving up on the play. And O'Sullivan, the play was initially stopped. He's trying to keep it alive. He's throwing the ball to an empty space, and Uvar just kind of just jogs out there to the corner, really not even trying to make a play on the ball. It looked like it was a play to be made on the ball that time.
Ryland Zook from 22 yards out. Kick is up, and it is through. 21-17, Shepherd still out in front with 20 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. We're back in 60 seconds. This is Shepherd Ram football on TV 10.
It's the new normal. You live, work, and play everywhere. Whether it's the family car or the family business, you need insurance that keeps pace with your changing life. Home on the job or working from home, peace of mind comes from knowing your whole world is covered. No matter what happens or how big it grows, whatever your new normal, Erie Insurance's award-winning service and personal agents can keep pace. Call your local agent today or visit erieinsurance.com for a quote.
I love it when people ask me which of the Skinner brothers is younger.
I love it when people ask me, who's taller?
I love it when people get us confused.
You do? Really?
No.
At least they're not confused about what the Skinners do.
If you're hurt in almost heaven, dial the 7s. 304-777-7777.
SkinnerWins.com.
As we near the end of quarter number 3, we would like to thank the Skinner Accident Injury Lawyers for sponsoring our third quarter. Representing accident injury claims for over 50 years, go to SkinnerWins.com. Nick and Jazier and Malachi Brown stand inside the 10-yard line, waiting to kick by Tommy Pagic. A host of different kickers doing the punting, kickoffs, and extra points and field goals for the Golden Rams. Malachi Brown takes it a yard deep in the end zone with his back turns towards the field. An acrobatic play at the 15-yard line, but you got to let that one go.
Yeah, that's just an unforced error that time. And just Malachi Brown, he just seemed to be, has been out of sorts today. A couple of offensive penalties, and that time just not the best decision to try to return that ball. And you really you do a disservice to your offense having to operate not quite in the shadow of their own goal line, but they're backed up pretty deep in their own territory.
Ball at the 17-yard line. First down and 10. Shepherd leads by 4. Hardaway by himself in the shotgun formation for the moment. Now will adjust and shift to the pistol with Barnett behind him. The give is to Barnett. Little stutter step. He's across the 20 to the 22, 23, maybe even the 24-yard line before he is taken down.
Barnett doing a good job of holding on to the ball. Again, you run that counter, and then that first guy, his first job is to have that kick out block. And then that defender becomes very dangerous because now he's in the blind spot of the ball carrier. So you have to do more than just kick him out. You have to stay on that block and not allow him to retreat on that play and make a play on the ball.
3 quarters down, 1 to go from Shepherdstown. The Rams leading the Golden Rams 21-17. Don't go anywhere. 4th quarter coming up. This is Shepherd Ram football on TV 10.
Floor Pools, your swimming pool and hot tub builder, retailer, and service provider, serving homeowners in Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, and Virginia. Floor Pools takes pride in providing quality construction, reliable service, and exceptional customer service. Experience the ultimate relaxation and the serenity of soaking in your own hot tub. Your new backyard lifestyle awaits. Start your journey today at Floor Pools in Martinsburg, Hagerstown, and Chambersburg. FloorPools.com. That's FLOHR Pools.com. Floor Pools, your swimming pool and hot tub builder, retailer, and service provider, serving homeowners in Pennsylvania, Maryland, West Virginia, and Virginia. Floor Pools takes pride in providing quality construction, reliable service, and exceptional customer service. Experience the ultimate relaxation and the serenity of soaking in your own hot tub. Your new backyard lifestyle awaits. Start your journey today at Floor Pools in Martinsburg, Hagerstown, and Chambersburg. FloorPools.com. That's FLOHR Pools.com.
15 minutes to go in this one from Shepherdstown. The Rams of Shepherd University leading the Golden Rams of Westchester University 21-17. Shepherd Ram football brought to you all season long by Smallwood and Small Insurance Agency, your total insurance solution, located at 1250 Edwin Miller Boulevard, Suite 301 in Martinsburg. Call them at 304-263-3361. Shepherd football, 2nd down and 2. Barnett gets the pitch to the left side. He's across the 30 before pushed out of bounds at the 33-yard line. First down, Shepherd.
Rams sticking with that ground game, again picking up big yards on first down. Always like it when you're able to stay ahead of the chains, and having that type of success on the ground, you know it's going to set up the play-action pass if the Rams try to go that route.
They'll give Barnett the 34-yard line. First down and 10 coming up for Shepherd. 3 receivers to the near side. Power pistol look to the left. The give is to Barnett. Nowhere to go. A scrum at the line of scrimmage. And that's where Barnett will be bottled up and taken down. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10, Shepherd. And just no push by the offensive line right there.
And DeBrick Johnson, one of the reasons why there was no push up front, the 6'4", 275-pound redshirt junior, doing a good job of anchoring at the point of attack on that run play.
14 minutes remaining in the ball game. Shepherd clings on to that 4-point advantage, looking for their 2nd win in as many weeks. Westchester trying to avoid falling to 500 at 3-3. Hardaway shotgun formation, looking to the right. That one deflected on its way to Jaden Ashby. Falls to the turf. 3rd down and long, 3rd and 10 now for the Rams.
And Maurice Beverly, the defensive back, coming screaming in off the edge, did a good job of getting his hands up. Westchester showing a different look that time. It was a last-second shift up front to kind of make that offensive line pinch down to take care of that pressure in the middle, and that opened up things off the edge for Beverly to get back there and did a good job of getting his hands up. The ball falling harmlessly to the turf.
Hardaway by himself in the shotgun formation, a tight end and 2 receivers each side of the formation. He stands at the 30 awaiting that snap. Gets it, looking to the right. Hits Malachi Brown, goes in and out of his hands, but wouldn't have been enough for a first down, nor anywhere close to a first down, and Shepherd going to punt it away on 4th and 10.
And kind of a mistimed jump that time by Brown, but not sure what he was going to be able to do with that pass attempt if he was able to bring it in. Again, Malachi Brown just a little bit out of sorts today. Not the usual playmaker that we're expecting to see out of him, because you look back to last year's game versus Westchester. Even though the Rams are not able to come away with a victory, Malachi Brown had a whale of a game. 70 yards rushing, 6.4 yards a carry, had a touchdown. Also had 7 catches for 52 yards last year versus the Golden Rams.
Alexander on to punt it away and just gets it away. A couple of Golden Rams there in coverage. The ball bounces at the 17-yard line, then takes a Westchester bounce up to the 18-yard line, and that's where the Golden Rams will start with the football. A touchdown would put them back in the lead with 13:36 remaining in quarter number 4. 21-17 your score. Not a bad crowd at Ram Stadium today as we look over to the home sideline. Beautiful day for football in the eastern panhandle of West Virginia. Again, we'll be on the road, or at least half of us will be on the road next week at Bloomsburg. Travis, some other things going on Saturday. We will bring you the call nonetheless. So Sullivan drops back to pass, going down the far sideline, underthrows his intended receiver and almost picked off in the process.
Matt Uvar was the intended target.
And a flag in the backfield. As we'll see what the penalty is. And a roughing the passer penalty on the Rams.
And again, when the Rams get these penalties, they don't mess around with the 5-yard ones.
No.
It's usually 10 and 15.
Gonna earn it.
And you certainly understand why the defense, is really charging hard at the quarterback. Young guy checking into the game here late in the game. You try to rattle his cage a little bit, but you got to be smart in how you do it.
Football up to the 33-yard line, 1st and 10. O'Sullivan in the shotgun formation. That give is to Owens. Off the middle, he's across the 35 before being taken down at the 37-yard line. Gain of 4 on 1st down, 2nd and 6 coming up for Westchester.
You certainly understand if Westchester looks to really reestablish that run game, trying to protect their young quarterback coming in a difficult situation. You see Shepard dialing up a lot of exotic blitzes to try to confuse him. You can kind of soften that impact if you're able to run the ball effectively.
2nd down and 6. O'Sullivan shotgun formation. Owens to his left. Quick out to the near side. That one caught and taken down behind the line of scrimmage. On the reception was Matt Uvara and not able to work upfield. That's going to be a loss of a couple on the play.
And Marion Manuel in on that play. We've said his name several times today. Has just had a good nose for the football.
The way he came out on that out pattern, a few yards further upfield than I initially thought he was, so a gain of a couple on that play, my correction. The quick out, I couldn't imagine he had gotten upfield that much. Still brings up a 3rd down. 3rd down and 3. O'Sullivan drops back to pass, once again looking for a target out of the backfield, and it is caught by Owens. He's taken out right near the line to gain, and it's enough for a 1st down.
And O'Sullivan likes what he saw right off the bat, got rid of that ball quickly, trusting his running back to make the play, and Owens doing a good job of recognizing where he was in relation to the sticks, and just that last little push there at the end was enough to convert that 1st down.
Game clock now under 12 minutes remaining in the ball game. 3 timeouts left for each team. Just something to remember as we get deeper into this 4th quarter. O'Sullivan drops back to pass. A quick curl route caught, moving upfield at the 50-yard line. That one hauled in by Robbie Longo. And a good gain on 1st down.
The Rams playing back, playing coverage on that play, and it was nothing fancy for Westchester. It was all hitch across the board for those wide receivers, and O'Sullivan has come in. That ball's coming out with some zip on it. He's got a little bit of an arm on him, so it's not going to be an easy out if they want to try to maintain this lead for Shepard.
The give is to Robertson. He starts in the middle, cuts to the left side, goes through a blocker. He's inside the 30 to the 25, 20, and steps out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Jameer Robinson on the run, and the best run we've seen from Westchester today. They're inside the red zone.
Robertson started off the game, but then you saw Westchester get into their rotation where they brought in a couple of other running backs. But Robertson coming back into the game, showing some fresh legs and quite a bit on that big game.
1st down and 10, ball at the left hash at the 18-yard line. O'Sullivan with Owens behind him in the pistol. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. Play action pass, slant across the middle, some contact, and there's the flag. And just not necessary as that ball was overthrown by a few yards. And once again, Giodi Tolbert going to get called for a penalty in the secondary. Should be a half a distance to the goal penalty.
Trying to figure out the number. Just a pop pass. We've seen some. All right. All right. I thought they were going to give us a number.
No, it is a half a distance to the goal penalty. Okay, never mind. I was going to say that's not half the distance where it's marked right now. So a spot foul. Penalty ball at the 10-yard line. First and goal for Westchester.
That was false start.
And probably a good thing for Westchester on that false start because I'm not sure the play call or snap count was relayed properly as O'Sullivan started to his right and was looking for a handoff, and Robertson was going to the left.
And you're going to have these type of miscues, again, like we said, having a quarterback, third-string quarterback coming in. He doesn't get a lot of reps during practice, doesn't get any reps probably with the first-team guys. And you got to think, the offensive line, they're not used to his cadence yet. So there's going to be some miscues so far. And so far, Westchester hasn't been too bad for him so far. That's probably one of the bigger mistakes he's made so far. But a little 5-yard false start. I'm sure Westchester will take that given circumstance.
No false start, still at the 10-yard line. And a back shoulder, or a across the field, across the body to Thatcher Miller, and he takes it in from 10 yards out. I'm with you. I thought that was a false start. The ball stayed at the 10-yard line. And by himself, standing at about the 5, was Thatcher Miller, and an easy catch and run into the end zone. And Westchester takes the lead, 23-21, extra point coming up.
And just a good instinctual play that time by O'Sullivan. I don't even think it was a throwback screen. I think Thatcher was more on a wheel route. He just recognized that he was wide open, stopped short, and O'Sullivan was able to find his big tight end.
Extra point up and good by Zook. Westchester leads 24-21. This is Shepherd Ram football on TV 10.
When it comes to surgery, experience and innovation matter. At WVU Medicine, our board-certified surgeons use the latest robotic and minimally invasive techniques to provide better outcomes and faster recoveries. We offer a full range of procedures including advanced hernia repair, anti-reflux surgery, breast cancer surgery, colon resection, gallbladder removal, skin cancer, and lesion removal. Trust the region's leader in advanced surgical care. Call WVU Medicine Surgery today at 304-596-2150.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
10:40 remaining in the ball game. Westchester takes the lead, 24-21. 10-yard catch and run. It was Miller taking it in. Now Shepherd going to be playing catch-up the rest of the way. Or at least hopefully catch up until they score a touchdown on this drive. Nick and Jazier and Brown stand inside the 10. Kick is a high end-over-end kick taken by Nick and Jazier at the 2-yard line. He's across the 15 to the 20. A flag comes in as he's taken down at the 25-yard line. As we will see what these two penalty flags will bring for the Shepherd offense and whether it is the 25, a little before that or a little after that.
Those referees, they were quick on the draw to throw those penalties. So usually it's a little bit later in the play where you see like holding on the return, but the referee spotted something immediately and threw the flag. And you know Nick and Jazier, he has that big play potential. And the guys out there blocking for him, they know that too, so they're going to try to go, okay.
There's a hold on the return team. So Shepherd's field position at the 25, going to move back to the 15-yard line.
And it's something where they're trying to make a play for their teammate. They know he has that type of ability, and they want to be the teammate that makes that block, that springs in for a big gain. But right now you're just doing yourself a disservice with continuingly to get these holding penalties on good returns.
First down and 10, ball at the 15-yard line. Shotgun formation, it's Barnett in the backfield with Hardaway. He gets the carry going right up the middle, gets rid of one tackler. He lowers his shoulder across the 25-yard line up to the 29, and a strong run, Jordan Barnett on first down.
He's running behind the big block of Jaden Perez. Perez doing a good job of just staying on his block through the echo of the whistle. And that's why you do that, because you're going to trust your running back to read your block and then run to space. And Barnett, man, just able to punish the defense with each and every run.
Empty to the far side, 3 receivers to the near side. Barnett to the right of Hardaway in the backfield. Little pump fake, and now wide open at the 44-yard line as Malachi Brown avoids going out of bounds and gains a few extra. And the whistle blowing, and there's the flag that Shepherd's been waiting for all day. A late hit, and that's going to tack on 15 more to the first down reception by Malachi Brown.
Connor Noble, that was just not a smart play. Wrapped up, the whistle was blown. You had 2 or 3 steps to try to slow down and avoid contact, and he just takes a shot on Brown. Brown doing a good job of bringing that catch in, working off of that reel route. The defense is playing over the top, so that was a good adjustment by Brown and Hardaway. Recognizing that, he sits down in the soft spot of the zone. Hardaway does a good job of throwing in a touch pass to get a big chunk play with 15 yards tacked on.
Under 10 now to play in the ball game. Shepherd in Westchester territory. 1 receiver to each side of the formation. Tight end to the far side. Brown coming in motion. The give is to Barnett up the middle. Gets inside the 35-yard line. The ball is loose, and Westchester saying they have it, and our referee on the far side saying down by contact. And Shepherd going to keep the football.
And that's what happened. Once that first fumble hits the turf, it's like blood in the water.
And Shepherd trying to get the snap off quick. They're not overly confident. The challenge flag comes back out. There's a snap, and just to give right back up the middle to Barnett as he gets inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line, and that's enough for a first down, Shepherd. And an injury down, and that is Johnny Pergine, who is struggling to get off the field and looks to be in a lot of pain, standing at the 27-yard laying now at the 27-yard line.
He made an attempt to get off to the sidelines, but not able to do that. And you can see he's in a great deal of pain. And he's one of the better defenders on this Westchester unit, coming in second on the team in tackles with 37 total, 16 solo. One of the strengths of this defense.
Injury on the field. We'll send it back to the studio and take a 30-second break as well. 8:54 remaining in the ball game. Right now it's Westchester leading Shepherd 24-21. We're back in 30.
Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti.
If you've been injured in a car accident, there are 3 things you need to know.
1, do not discuss your accident with an insurance company before you talk to a lawyer.
2, on average, car accident victims with a lawyer get over 3 times more money than those without one.
And 3, at Mansion Ferretti, if we don't win, you don't pay us, guaranteed. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Shepherd looking to tie or take the lead on this possession. Still time left in the ball game, but getting shorter by the second. 24-21, Westchester's advantage over the Rams here at Rams Stadium. First down and 10, ball at the 27. The give is to Barnett up the middle, bouncing his way and pinballing through a couple of blockers and defenders. Gets to the 25-yard line before he is taken down. Gain of 2, second down and 8 for Shepherd. And not sure if Barnett ever went down or if they just stopped forward progress. Quite a few helmets in there on that scrum at the 25-yard line. Swinehart now in the ball game as Barnett's going to get a breather on the sideline.
And it doesn't look like Pergine's going to be returning to the game. Emotional on the sideline. They've taken his helmet. That's usually not a good sign.
Malachi Brown going to get it on the sweep. He is inside the 25-yard line before he is pushed out of bounds after a short gain, 1, maybe 2 yards on the run. And Malachi Brown trying to insert himself a little more in the ball game here in the fourth quarter. You've mentioned it a couple times, not much to write home about in the first 3 quarters of this ball game. Now under 8 to play in the game. 3rd down and 8 coming up, or make that a 3rd and 6. They do give him 2 on the play.
And that will be perfect timing for this Rams offense. Just trying a variety of ways, being creative and getting him involved in the offense. You know he has that playmaking capabilities. Just hasn't been his day so far.
One thing to remember, Max Barba out today. Keith Baker doing the kicking. Swinehart in the game. The give is to him right up the middle. Avoids the first round of defenders. He gets to the 20-yard line before he is bottled up and taken down. That brings up what looks to be about a 4th down and 2 for the Rams. And what do you do here if you are Coach McCook?
And 4th down conversions have not, much like the challenges, have not gone Shepherd's way this year. But I think you mentioned the injury in the kicking game. Your hands are kind of tied. You're kind of forced to really push all the chips to the middle of the table on this 4th down attempt.
Shepherd 0 for 1 on 4th down today. Now 1 for 11 on the season. 4th down and 2. Swinehart is the tailback. Hardaway drops back to pass. He's going for a fade in the end zone. He's got Malachi Brown, and does he come up with it? He bobbled it. Looking for this call. He did. It's a touchdown, Shepherd.
He certainly made it interesting. It was a little bit of trepidation on that play, whereas Malachi Brown wasn't quite sure where to turn, and Hardaway doing a good job of throwing a user-friendly pass on that play. He puts a little bit of smoke on it. That's probably going to be an incompletion, but the fact that he was smart enough and aware enough to put a little bit of touch on it, gave his wide receiver an opportunity to make that adjustment and come down with the catch.
And Ram Faithful holding their breath, waiting for that signal. Baker on for the extra point. Snap, hold, kick is up, and that wobbler is up, but it is good. 28-24, Shepherd leads Westchester. 7:09 remaining in the ball game. This is Shepherd Ram football on TV 10.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee Wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Rocks Local Market.
Fort Evans Archery of Inwood is your local full-service archery pro shop with sales and setup, maintenance, repairs, and sight-ins. Fort Evans Archery is a full stocking dealer for all your favorites like Hoyt, Matthews, Elite, Bowtech, Mission, and Bear, with crossbows from Raven, 10-point, Barnett, and Excalibur. And Fort Evans Archery has a sight range out to 60 yards. Fort Evans Archery, 998 Arden-Melville Road, Suite 2, Inwood, open Tuesday to Friday, 10 a.m. until 6, Saturdays 9:30 to 4. FortEvansArchery.com.
Troy Corson and Darryl Brown, the 2 return men for the Golden Rams. Sam Collins on to kick it away for the Rams of Shepherd University, who just regained the lead as back and forth we go in the fourth quarter. Shepherd leads 28-24 with a little over 7 minutes left. Collins approaches the football at the 35-yard line and sends it deep. Return man is Brown, but he's going to let it go over his head and bounce through the end zone. That ball going to come out to the 25-yard line, and Shepherd could take some notes on how to do that if the ball's going over your head at the goal line.
And it's tempting when you have those type of athletes back there that you don't want to miss out on that opportunity for a big play or possibly points. But sometimes you need to let your football IQ take over and realize maybe not the situation to try to return the ball a yard or two deep from your own end zone.
O'Sullivan back out at quarterback. He was the third-string quarterback before it was announced that Cooper Jordan was not going to play today. Came in as the backup is the sophomore quarterback. Behind him in the pistol formation is Robertson. Play action pass. O'Sullivan finds his intended target, who can't haul it in at the 30-yard line. That was Miller, who has been a favorite target of whoever was behind center today for Westchester, and that one hit him with both hands, and I think probably thinking more about turning upfield and getting the yards after catch and watching it all the way in. Falls to the turf. 2nd down and 10 coming up for Westchester.
And O'Sullivan, despite his size or lack thereof, has certainly shown. He's got a little zip on the ball, 5'11", 181 pounds, but a little bit of pepper in that arm when he throws it.
Pistol formation. Owens is the tailback. O'Sullivan drops back to pass, fires over the middle. That one caught at the 42-yard line. Dylan McKenzie, the 6'3 junior receiver, enough for a first down and then some.
And good ball placement. He doesn't get his wide receiver murdered over the middle of the field. And he's 6'3", so he throws it up in the air, lets his big guy go and get it, and saving his wide receiver a big collision after he completes the catch. So O'Sullivan's come in, and he's making the absolute most of his opportunity.
Ball at the 43-yard line. Westchester still in their own territory. Ball on the right hash. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Owens is the tailback behind O'Sullivan. Colin O'Sullivan takes the snap, looking right. He's going to fire it deep down the far sideline. That one is caught on the far sideline by Ivan Thorpe. I can't believe he didn't step out of bounds going down the far sideline.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a holding, and that big play called back, and the Shepherd defense dodging the bullet. You can't sit back in coverage. You got to send the dogs after this young quarterback. He's shown he's up to the challenge.
And that flag in the backfield. I think the Shepherd sideline thinking along the lines of what I was thinking. It certainly looked like Thorpe ran out of real estate on that far sideline. But the penalty, I think, going to negate that catch regardless.
And you see the referees with their hats off, and that usually indicates that a receiver has ran out of bounds and their first one to touch when they come back in.
Waiting to see the explanation. There was not a penalty flag thrown in the area of the reception.
Offense number 60, 10-yard penalty, replay the down.
The only penalty we hear from our official is the holding. It's a 10-yard penalty. That'll push the ball back to the 33-yard line, and we'll redo first down.
And that's still odd because the referee threw his hat down, and that's usually what they do when a receiver goes out of bounds and comes back in bounds. So not sure why that would not be an offsetting penalty.
Maybe he had a bug on it.
There you go. Those lantern flies are relentless.
Just having a little fun. 2 receivers each side of the formation. Shotgun snap coming up for O'Sullivan. Tailback is to his right. It's a delayed handoff to Owens. He's across the 35-yard line and stumbles ahead to the 36.
Good tackle that time by Queen. Again, these defensive linemen doing a good job of saving some big runs. Looked like he had a lot of space to work with. And Elijah Queen, just a savvy defender, did a good job of retreating on his steps and able to track down that ball carrier from behind.
2nd down and 17 for the Golden Rams. Owens still the tailback to the right of O'Sullivan. 1 receiver to the short side of the field, 3 to the near side. 3 down linemen for the Rams. Showing 4 coming. It is going to be a 4-man rush. O'Sullivan just has to get rid of it. Almost intercepted.
That time,
Minka almost able to come up with that interception. He had nothing but green in front of him. The intended receiver was Matt Yavara. And a dangerous pass for O'Sullivan. That was almost a signed, sealed, delivered end-of-ball game interception right there.
And that time, Minka, he saw it. He reacted the right way. He trusted his instincts, made a break on the ball. And that pressure in O'Sullivan's face didn't allow him to step into that throw. And it made it sail a little bit to the sidelines and almost a big play for that Shepherd defense.
3rd down and 17 for Westchester. Getting late in the ball game. O'Sullivan has to get rid of it quickly. And that one over the head of the intended target. That was Darrell Brown, who was the receiver on the far side looking for the football. And he, in full stride, had that football go behind his helmet and never was able to get to him. And Westchester's going to have to punt the football away with 5:24 remaining in the ball game and down by 4.
And when you're able to dial up their pressure, that's going to speed up the clock in the quarterback's head. He was able to get the ball out quickly, so quick, in fact, that his wide receiver really wasn't looking for it. And that was the issue in that play. He was open, but he just wasn't able to locate the ball in the air.
Shank gets a spiraling kick away.
Low-line
that
drive.
Bounces at the 21-yard line. Takes a Westchester roll down to the 18. That's where Shepherd will get the football back with 5:14 remaining in the game. And Shepherd has run the football pretty successfully today. And if you were going to continue that trend,
you need
right now would be a heck of a time to do it.
Yeah. So Make sure those guys got plenty of Gatorade in their system and get them back out there on the field because you're going to have to ride them hard down the stretch.
Westchester still 3 timeouts in the game. Shepherd the same. Can't imagine Shepherd's overly worried about the amount of timeouts they have at the moment. We'll see how early the Golden Rams elect to start using those timeouts. Duke Greco, the head coach for the Westchester Golden Rams, standing near our head official, and it's a reverse to Malachi Brown. He's across the 15-yard line to the 20-yard line before pushed out of bounds near the 25. I'll say he stepped out at about the 21, 22-yard line, but a good gain on first down for the Rams.
You know, Westchester, they're going to have to be aggressive to try to take away that run, so you know they're going to overreact, fast flow to the ball. What you try to do with a counterpunch is you fake that zone run one way, and then you hit him with the end around going the other way. And whenever you can get the ball in Malachi Brown's hands, there's chances that he's going to be able to do something positive with it.
Pistol formation, it's Barnett behind Hardaway. It was bunched to the near side. Now just one receiver to each side of the formation. Jumbo package. Taking their time, they give to Barnett. He goes on the left side and nowhere to go. Bottled up at the 20-yard line.
That was Connor Noble. Once again, that time they had him up on the line of scrimmage, and he was quick to get into the backfield, slashing through the offensive line and wrapping up the ball carrier for a short gain on that second down attempt.
Ball now at the 21-yard line, 3rd down and 6. Big 3rd down on both sides. For Shepherd, you really put yourself in the driver's seat if you're able to convert. And if you're Westchester, you're just looking to get the football back with 3 timeouts, down 4. Shotgun formation, it's Barnett with Hardaway. 1 receiver to the far side, 2 to the near side. Did we get a jump on the defense? No flag yet. Going deep down this near side and off the fingertips of Jaden Ashby. The clock stops, and Shepherd going to have to punt the football.
Gutsy call that time by the Shepherd offense. Ashby was there. It was just an inch or two too long, and again, that little bit of pressure in the quarterback's face really kind of disrupted the timing and precision of that play. And Westchester, they needed their defense to show up big on that drive. They did. Now they're going to get the ball back with really good field position and a lot of time left on the clock.
Deshaun Alexander stands at the 12, gets that snap, and gets the ball away. Spiraling kick bounces at the 23-yard line. It takes a Shepherd bounce out of bounds inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. So Westchester still a full field to go, and a field goal does them no good. They need 7 at this point in the game, 3:40 remaining in the contest.
You know, Alexander's probably the happiest guy in the world when he can look down the field and see a whole bunch of green up in front of him where he doesn't have to be directional or be cute with the football. He just wants to be able to kick the laces off of the thing. And you could tell he was fired up as he walked off the field. Not only did he get a lot of hang time with that ball, but also a good, favorable roll, really pinning Westchester deep in their own territory.
Westchester, the equivalent of 4 timeouts left with that 2-minute stoppage now in college football, and then their 3 allotted timeouts. It's a quick out from O'Sullivan. That ball caught at the 26-yard line. That's Thorpe on the reception, and a good gain on first down. 2nd and 3 coming up, a gain of 7 on 1st and 10, ball at the 26-yard line.
And you can see the confidence that this Westchester coaching staff has in O'Sullivan. Really doesn't look like they've changed their offense much or tried to make it more of a vanilla. It seems like they're going with their same basic game plan.
Pistol formation, the give is to Owens. He avoids the first tackler in the backfield. He crosses the 30-yard line and takes a tackler with him up to the 32. First down, Westchester. They had him bottled up and couldn't bring him down in the backfield.
And Owens has that good center of gravity. Not a big, tall guy, but you don't need that much out of your running back. He's 5'9", 190 pounds. Just a very good low center of gravity, big legs, was able to help him break that tackle in the backfield.
Owens in the backfield. O'Sullivan with 2 receivers to each side, fires in the middle of the field. That ball up in the air and almost intercepted. A couple of Rams there. The intended target was Robbie Longo. That ball hung in the air a lot longer than anybody from Westchester wanted it to. Falls harmlessly to the turf and brings up 2nd and 10, 2:43 remaining in the ball game.
And that time O'Sullivan just trying to protect his wide receiver, try to put it on his back shoulder that time, not wanting to lead him into the teeth of the defense, but not enough steam on the ball, and a tipped ball, but Shepherd not able to come away with the interception. But you see O'Sullivan, he's feeling comfortable out there.
O'Sullivan takes the snap, looking left, a quick curl at the sticks. That one's caught, but retreating inside the line to gain. That was Ivan Thorpe. He had what he needed and then came back. That's going to bring up that was an easy first down for Thorpe, and not knowing where the sticks were. He had it.
And I was about ready to compliment him on running a good route, finding where the sticks were, and then showing his quarterback. And then he retreats back. You have a chance to get the first down, take that. It's about stacking positive plays, not trying to swing for a home run each and every time.
3rd down and 3 on what would have been a first down catch by Thorpe. Shotgun snap for O'Sullivan out of the backfield, and that one dropped out of the backfield by Khalil Owens. He had it, not sure he would have had enough with a couple of Rams there. He would have had to avoid some tackles, but brings up 4th down and 3. And the offense going to stay on the field for Westchester with 2:08 remaining in the ball game.
O'Sullivan got the ball out quickly, but it was a little bit low. Owens had to go around by his knees to catch that pass, and like you said, a couple of Rams defenders right there in the neighborhood, so he would have had tough sledding ahead of it.
The Ram faithful loud here on a Saturday afternoon in Shepherdstown. That one caught by Thorpe on the near sideline. 1st down, Westchester. It was great defense, but an even better catch by Ivan Thorpe, and a fresh set of downs for the Golden Rams. And as the clock hits 2 minutes, we will step away for a 60-second break with the 2-minute timeout here at the stadium. Don't go anywhere. We got a good one here. Shepherd 28, Westchester 24. 2 minutes remaining. This is Shepherd Ram football on TV 10.
You feel that in the air? The precision passes of expletives thrown from a jersey-clad warrior to his TV, his dog, or anyone that'll listen. It's time for tailgating and showing off those parking lot picnics. Just remember, when you come out of the 4th quarter to 5 new dents, remember Cody's Auto Body is your MVP. I can erase those dents, just not the memory of your team's awful record. I'm Cody with Cody's Auto Body. That's Cody's with a T for f***ing trust.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Welcome back into Monte Cater Field at Rams Stadium. Westchester with the football, down by 4, 28-24. 2 minutes remaining in the ball game. O'Sullivan, a quick slant. That one caught by Thorpe. He's into Shepherd territory. Gets to the 40-yard line, steps out of bounds at the 38, and Westchester moving the football. They need a touchdown. A field goal does them no good, but they can use the full arsenal here. They still have all 3 of their timeouts. 1 minute and 54 remaining.
Shepherd, you cannot sit back. You have to get pressure in his face, make him throw those balls where he can't step into it. And also, secondary, you can't fall asleep. They're setting up a double move. They're throwing all these hitches underneath for a reason. They want you to bite hard. There's going to be a pump fake, and they're going to try to get you over top.
Ball at the 37-yard line. O'Sullivan going down this near sideline, and that ball out of bounds. Well beyond the intended receiver in Thorpe.
And Snowden doing a good job of riding the wide receiver out of the field of play. That's one of the best friends of a defensive back, using Sammy's sideline to help you out, riding that wide receiver out. Like we mentioned, Westchester, you could tell what they're trying to do. They want to set up that double move. So that's secondary. They have to pay attention. They can't peek in the backfield. They have to stay disciplined in their drop backs.
2nd down and 10. Ball at the 37-yard line. We are looking right down the line of scrimmage. 2 receivers to each side of the formation. The running back is Owens in the backfield with O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan takes that snap, looking right. He's going to go deep. He's got a man down there. That ball is incomplete. In and out of the hands of Robbie Longo, and great defense on the back end by Batten.
Batten, he made a heck of a play. My goodness. Wide receiver mistimed his jump a little bit. It hung up in the air a little bit longer than they would have liked. He had a slight step there for a moment, but again, Batten, one of those veteran defenders on the back end of this Shepherd defense, was able to come up and make a clutch play for his ball club here in front of the home crowd.
3rd down and 10. Ball at the near side hash mark. All 3 receivers to the far side. Tight end to the near side. O'Sullivan drops back to pass. Has to roll to his right. And that in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Any flags down? I don't see one. Ivan Thorpe was the intended target. I think he was looking for a little contact. It sure looked like there was a little grasp with the back of the jersey. But no penalty flag there. 4th down coming up. And this very well could be the ball game.
Shepherd dodged a bullet on that play because it certainly looked like it could have been a penalty for horse collar. Not so much pass interference, but a horse collar on that play as they grabbed the back of the jersey. But see, the referee's probably reluctant to step into the game in this type of tight situation. Going to let them decide it out there on the field.
4th down and 10. Westchester, all 3 timeouts left, and they're going to use one. So if Shepherd is able to get the stop here, wouldn't officially be the game, but would certainly put them in a favorable spot with 1:36 left. We're going to keep it right here. After the game is over, we will bring it back here, give you some final stats of this one, scoring recap. What we hope is Shepherd's 2nd win of the year. We're 1:36 away from finding that one out. Then after we are done, we will send it back to the studio, and Kyler High will have your post-game scoreboard show from the Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 studios. Next week, going to Bloomsburg. That is a 2 o'clock kick from Bloomsburg, and then we are right back here. It's homecoming the following week on the 25th against East Stroudsburg. For Westchester, they're at Lock Haven next week and then home against Kutztown. And if anything, they just need to get back on the bus and get some people healthy.
Yes.
It has been an injury-plagued game for the Golden Rams, and a big 4th down coming up. Shotgun formation is O'Sullivan. Colin O'Sullivan, the 3rd-string quarterback. 1 receiver to the near side, 2 to the far side. Owens is in the backfield. They stand at the 43-yard line. That's where O'Sullivan takes a snap. Fires over the middle. That one is caught at the 25-yard line, and a 1st down Westchester. On the reception was Matt Yavara.
And the 6'3 wide receiver running that seam, found that open space, and O'Sullivan was just able to throw a dime there over the middle. A lot of poise from this young man coming into a tough situation and trying to lead his team to a comeback victory.
Shepherd looks like 12 men on the field, and that is the penalty as Yavara making one man miss and gets down to the 12-yard line. You could tell there was a communication issue. The same player on the Shepherd sideline came off and on about 3 times. And the flag should be 12 men. And the legal substitution on the defense. And we'll see what they elect to do. Okay, so the 5-yard penalty. They gained more than 5 on the 1st down play, but want to keep that extra down. So it'll be 1st down and 5. Ball at the 12-yard line. 1:18 left in the ball game. 28-24. Westchester needs a touchdown. And Shepherd needs a stop. 2 receivers to the far side. Khalil Owens behind him. It is Thorpe by himself to the near side. It's swallowed up in the backfield at the 15-yard line. What a tackle by Nathan Muley, bringing down Khalil Owens.
Nathan Muley has been living in the Westchester backfield all game long. And a big hit and a much-needed big play for this Rams defense.
Loss of 3, ball back to the 15-yard line. We're under a minute to play. O'Sullivan takes a snap, fade route in the corner of the end zone. That one incomplete. Good defense on the back end by the Rams. In coverage, that was Snowden, I believe, breaking that pass up.
Snowden doing a good job playing close to Yavara on that play. He's a big target, so you know they're really going to be looking his way down here in the red zone. And the Rams defense rising to the challenge on that 2nd down attempt.
3rd down and 8. We know 2-down territory here for the Golden Rams, so obviously you need to stop on 3rd down, but there's going to be a 4th down coming behind it if you do. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. It's Owens in the backfield with O'Sullivan. 50 seconds left. So Sullivan drops the snap, has to roll to his right under pressure. Just gets rid of the football. That one intercepted by Batten. He's going off the sideline. 40-45 midfield. Nobody's going to catch him. And how about that exclamation point on the ball game as he is going to slowly make his way inside the 5 and into the end zone. I'm not sure what the taunting is. That was a wasting clock play down the far sideline unless there was words said. That should not be a taunting penalty. He was intentionally slowing down to take time off the clock.
And the way he was slowing down, I thought he was just going to stay inbounds and just probably take a knee before he takes it into the end zone. So the referee should wave this one off. I thought the play...
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 5.
And they are calling it on Batten. And that is unbelievable.
He's making a smart football play, and they're penalizing him for it. So maybe there was some, like you said, maybe some words exchanged down there. But it was kind of a crazy way to start the play because it looks like there may have been an offsides on the play. There was a low snap. O'Sullivan had to try to make a play. When he had the pressure was right on him, and he had played such good football up until that point. But, again, the pressure got to him, and the young quarterback just made a bad mistake, threw the ball, and Batten, again, making another savvy, game-saving play. For me, I think that puts him squarely in the driver's seat as far as player of the game.
And take away that penalty, and how about a ball game for him if that would have been a pick six and a punt return for a touchdown in the same game? And this kind of takes the wind out of the sails on a victory. Shepherd going to be able to sit on this one the rest of the way. We'll see if Westchester uses any of their timeouts.
They didn't even give him the touchdown.
They did not give him the touchdown because the penalty happened before he crossed the goal line.
Oh, my. Come on, guys.
And Westchester looks like is not going to use any of their timeouts. So a interception by Clayton Batten puts the exclamation point on this ball game. And as the clock inches towards 0, you can put a tally in the win column for the boys in gold and blue from Shepherdstown. Shepherd beats Westchester 28-24. The Rams improved to 2-4 on the season, 2-1 in the PSAC East. Westchester drops to 3-3, 1-2 in the PSAC East. The postgame show coming up. What a win for the Rams, 28-24 your final. We're back in 2 minutes. This is Shepherd Ram football on TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
It's the new normal. You live, work, and play everywhere. Whether it's the family car or the family business, you need insurance that keeps pace with your changing life. Home on the job or working from home, peace of mind comes from knowing your whole world is covered. No matter what happens or how big it grows. Whatever your new normal, Erie Insurance's award-winning service and personal agents can keep pace. Call your local agent today or visit erieinsurance.com for a quote.
Hi, Cresha Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
When it comes to providing you with a better car buying experience, CMA's Honda of Winchester takes it personally. Why? Because we're employee owned. That makes us neighbors, and good neighbors take care of each other. Come experience the honesty, transparency, and value we provide every customer, every neighbor, each and every day. At CMA's Honda of Winchester, owners just care more about you.
28-24 your final. Shepherd gets the win over Westchester in the Battle of the Rams. It goes to the home team in Shepherdstown as Shepherd improves to 2-4, their second win in as many weeks. And for Westchester, they drop to 500, 3-3 on the season. Shepherd 2-1 in the PSAC standings, and for Westchester 1-2. Well, not quite the original exclamation point we won on the end of that ball game as Batten took back a interception from about 85 yards. And what looked like, and I'll put an asterisk next to this, from our vantage point, looked like he was slowing down to take some more time off the clock. We don't know if there was anything said. We don't know if there was any hand gestures, anything like that. We could not see that from our vantage point, but certainly because of where he started to slow down on the field, which is about the 25 or 30-yard line, it certainly looked like he was just trying to take some of that clock off from our vantage point. So we'll wait and see if there's a report on that after the game. But regardless, it was the exclamation point on the game, a game-ending interception to give the Rams a 28-24 victory. And for Westchester, obviously, you're going to look at this and say, well, we were plagued by injuries. Our third-string quarterback is in the ball game, and give them a lot of credit. Their offense didn't really miss a beat. They weren't overly productive the entire game, but when O'Sullivan had to come in, it's not like they went, oh boy, we're done for the day. You give them credit for staying in the game and fighting and having an opportunity to take a lead late in that ball game.
Absolutely, and hats off to Colin O'Sullivan. Like we mentioned, the 5'11", 181-pound redshirt sophomore came into the game, and they really didn't have to change up the offense or what they wanted to do. You really didn't see like they tried to, make things more basic or really go more conservative with the offensive group. He was out there making checks. They were running the offense with tempo. He came in there and really made the most of his opportunity, and he had some pressure in his face there, and it was just a crazy play to end the game on. To me, I thought they were going to throw a flag. I thought it was going to get blown dead because I thought it was offsides on the play. Then he had a low snap. He has to pick it up, makes a bad throw, and Batten able to take care of the rest. But Westchester came in. You could tell they're still a very good ball club playing with a lot of pride. But Shepherd, again, showing that grit and that determination, battling back through adversity and making the plays when they needed to make them.
Shepherd, when you look at this ball game, you think you looked at the confidence that they gained. You could see it in the celebration after their first win of the year at Millersville last week. They were just looking for something to build off of. And I think when you look at the way this game went, the ebbs and flows of this football game, and then being able to make a stand on defense. We've talked about all year long the defense really having those holes, especially in the secondary, and what they were able to do today. I think when you look at how Westchester was able to score, you don't blame the secondary at all in this game. You really don't blame the defense. It was short fields. It was some other circumstances. And I think this, while that Millersville game got them their first win, got them that confidence, you look at this game as to, hey, the defense stepped up and played really well in this football game. And at the end of it, put the exclamation point on it.
Yeah, because like we've mentioned, the offense hasn't had a lot of issues in terms of controlling the ball, putting points on the board. The issues have been breakdowns on the defensive side of the ball, and the defense really rose to the occasion today. They knew they were going to be facing a backup quarterback today. They did a good job of getting pressure, getting hard hits on the quarterback. The third-string guy comes in, and now it's kind of a really unknown because he had no stats and no game tape to go off of, so they really didn't know how to play him. And, again, they were able to make that adjustment on the fly and tighten up and step up when they needed to make those plays. So we know that defense has been the whipping post all season long. Today, they turn out to be the hero.
All right, our own Wyatt Pelicano is able to talk with Shepherd head coach Ernie McCook following the victory. Let's hear what Coach McCook had to say following the win.
Now joined by Kira Anderson, head coach.
Having some issues with the
now joined by
with the recorder there. We'll try to hear from Wyatt before the end of this ball game. We will get you some stats in this one as well. Postgame stats brought to you by your local full-service archery pro shop, Fort Evans Archery of Inwood. Call 304-229-7064. Team stats in this one. For Westchester, they won the first down margin 20-19 narrowly. Running the football 37 carries for 109 yards. That was just about 2.9 yards a carry, and 162 receiving yards on the day. That was about 8.1 yards a reception every time they went through the air. 20 for 43 was the combined completion or attempts versus completion ratio, and an interception. That one sealing it at the end for Shepherd. Total offense, 80 plays run for Westchester, 271 total yards, and Shepherd, on the contrary, making the best of their 58 plays, going for 328 yards. It broke down like this: 177 rushing yards on 34 carries. That was about 5.2 yards a pop. Great day running the football for the Rams. And then really just did what they had to do throwing the football. 16 for 24 for 151 yards for Hardyway, and 1 interception in the first half. Third down efficiency, Shepherd just 3 for 10. Shepherd's defense forcing 21 third downs for Westchester's offense, and only 9 of those able to be converted. So, again, credit to Shepherd's defense in the way they were able to get the job done today. Fourth down efficiency, hats off to the Golden Rams, 3 for 3 on fourth down, 1 for 2 on fourth down for Shepherd. All right, some individual stats as we move our way over to that.
And again, excuse me, again, at this point in the season, Shepherd, you're just scrapping for wins. You got to get them any way you can. The offense has been something that's been a bright spot all year long, but again, nice to see the defense step up, and now they can get some confidence. And going into this next week's game, now you're starting to see both sides of the ball really going in with some confidence and something to hang their hat on.
And thanks, Travis, as we're pulling up the individual stats for Westchester. Leading the way receiving for the Golden Rams, it was McKenzie with 46 yards on 3 receptions. Thorpe adding 38 yards on 4 receptions. And Uvara adding 31 yards on 3 receptions. Miller 3 receptions as well for 25 yards. And Longo 2 catches for 11 yards. Owens with 2 receptions out of the backfield for 9 yards. Running the football, Khalil Owens 20 carries, 53 yards on the ground. And Robertson finishing with 49 yards on 4 carries, and Juke Peaker finishing with 3 carries for 8 yards. Throwing the football, O'Sullivan going to get credit for the majority of these dropbacks. He went 13 for 25 with 1 interception, and then Kohler, who started the game, 7 for 18. He finished the day with 56 yards. O'Sullivan finishing with a touchdown and 106 yards on the day. For the Shepherd University Rams, on the outside, 51 yards on 4 receptions for Jalen Ashby. Malachi Brown, 47 yards on 4 receptions. Batten finishing with 29 yards on 4 receptions. And Jordan Barnett out of the backfield, 3 receptions for 20 yards. Running the football, 136 yards and a touchdown for Jordan Barnett. That was on 19 carries. Grant Swihart finishing with 42 yards on 12 carries. And Mike Hardyway, 16 for 24 with 1 interception, 1 touchdown, and 151 yards. Again, it was not on his back today, but he did enough to help Shepherd win the ball game. At the end of the day, that's all you want from your quarterback. It's just put us in a position to win the ball game at the end of the day, and he did just that.
Hardaway, I mean, just efficient, field general, throwing the ball, and again, picking his spots. He's not going to, blow the top off the defense with a lot of arm strength, and really Shepherd doesn't have the wide receivers to do that. Great route running today from those Shepherd wide receivers, doing a good job of finding those open spots in the zone. And like you mentioned, Hardaway doing a good job of settling down, finding those open targets, and throwing some accurate one-time passes.
All righty, our post-game stats are brought to you by Fort Evans Archery, your local full-service archery pro shop. Fort Evans Archery of Inwood. Call 304-229-7064 or visit fortevans.com. I believe we got our recorder figured out, so let's hear from Shepherd head coach Ernie McCook, his thoughts on the victory.
Guys, I'm standing here with Coach McCook after the big win, just helping to orchestrate these guys back into the locker room after some success. Coach, almost felt like the stuff in the first quarter was going to come back to bite us. What's the mentality as we advance to 2-4 on the season, moving into next week?
We're focusing on 1 week at a time. We're 1-0 this week. I think our guys showed tremendous grit against a football team that's been playing with a lot of momentum. Westchester. Hats off to those guys coming in with their third quarterback and battling the way they did. They just play hard. But I'm really proud of our football team coming up big and special teams, coming up big time in special teams. The block punt, the return punt for a touchdown won the game for us. So special teams was big today. Defense played gutsy all day long. Offense had a lot of great plays. We're going to see a lot of good things.
Absolutely. I got one more for you. How excited do you get when dudes like Clayton Batten have days like they did today?
You know, I say this all the time. I really appreciate all these like 5th and 6th year seniors that opted to be here and be Shepherd Rams. They will always have a special place in my heart. Clayton Batten being at the top of the list, guys that bought into us and are Shepherd Rams, and I think future Shepherd Hall of Famers.
There you go. Appreciate you, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you, Wyatt. That interview powered by Wyatt Pelicano and Financial Growth Partners, where they are advancing human capital by redefining the intersection between people and money. Wyatt helping us out all season long with our halftime and post-game interviews. Travis, heck of a ball game. Looking forward to next week. Next week's game, we will be on the road. It is at Bloomsburg, a 2 o'clock kick from Bloomsburg, and certainly a game that I think Shepherd is going to have a lot of confidence in going in.
Absolutely. Last week, coming off of a big game where the offense really stepped up and stole the show. This week, defense was the name of the game, and special teams. Hey, you can't forget about special teams. I think they really set the tone for the day overall. So like Coach McCook said, coming into today's game, looking for quality, consistent play in all three phases of the game, and you're really just starting to see this ball beginning to roll, pick up some momentum. So starting to see what this Shepherd team can do when they have some confidence on their sidelines.
All righty, before we sign off completely, it's time for the fun part of the post-game show. Let's give some awards. Let's start with the play of the game, brought to you by CMA's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Martinsburg. Stop in and see them today at 48 Kelly Island Road in Martinsburg, or call 304-263-8821. They're moving lives forward. Travis, your play of the game.
Play of the game, there was plenty to choose from, but the one that stands out for me, Clayton Batten, punt return for a touchdown, 74 yards, really just seemed to ignite that Shepherd home crowd, that Shepherd sideline, so that's my play of the game. Clayton Batten, punt return for a touchdown, 74 yards.
Let's go to our collision of the game, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. Collision of the game, Travis.
That was a tough decision. A part of me wanted to give it to Nathan Muley with that big hit down towards the Shepherd.
Which one? Yeah. There was a bunch of them. Which one?
The one in the fourth quarter where he just blows up the run play in the backfield. I was going to give it to him, but to me, the biggest hit of the game, the collision of the game, Amarian Manuel, the big hit on Kohler in the second quarter, where it's almost like the John Elway helicopter type of hit on Kohler. Kohler just took a lot of punishment today, so my collision of the game goes to Amarian Manuel.
All righty, let's go to catch of the game, brought to you by WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. I think we were step for step on who we wanted for this award today.
Yep, and it didn't start out as a good game for him, but he certainly came through when the Rams needed him the most. My catch of the game goes to Malachi Brown and his acrobatic, thrilling catch that he had there in the fourth quarter at the 7:09 mark, the 20-yard touchdown. It was a go-ahead touchdown at that point in time, but my catch of the game, Malachi Brown.
All righty, and the big one, the player of the game, brought to you by CMA Honda of Winchester, located at 3985 Valley Pike in Winchester. Call 540-686-1622 at CMA Honda of Winchester. Owners just care more about you, and I think this one is pretty easy.
Clayton Batten. You can't say it enough. He did it in every aspect of the game. He was able to score points on a big punt return for a touchdown, broke up a possible touchdown with a big deep shot over the middle with a big hit that separated the ball from the receiver, and then he had the interception. I'm going to go ahead and say it. The referee's going to take it from him. I'm not going to take it from him. That was a pick six. He made a smart football play trying to burn time off the clock, and the referees just misinterpreted. That was a good play. My play of the game, Clayton Batten, punt return for a touchdown, pick six, and also saved a touchdown. Clayton Batten, he's the guy today.
All righty, that's going to wrap up our Palace Lounge post-game show, brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. That is going to wrap up our coverage from here at Monty Cater Field at Ram Stadium. We'll be back with you next week for a 1:30 pregame show, 2 o'clock kick at Bloomsburg. Our post-game scoreboard show coming up next with Kyler High back at the studio. Running you one final time, the final in this one from Ram Stadium, 28-24. Shepherd improves to 2-4 on the season, 2-1 in PSAC's play. Westchester drops to 3-3 on the season, 1-2 in PSAC East play. This has been Shepherd Ram Football on TV10. We'll see you next week at Bloomsburg.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti.
If you've been injured in a car accident, there are 3 things you need to know.
1, do not discuss your accident with an insurance company before you talk to a lawyer.
2, on average, car accident victims with a lawyer get over 3 times more money than those without one.
And 3, at Mansion Ferretti, if we don't win, you don't pay us, guaranteed. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Fort Evans Archery of Inwood is your local full-service archery pro shop with sales and setup, maintenance, repairs, and sight-ins. Fort Evans Archery is a full stocking dealer for all your favorites like Hoyt, Matthews, Elite, Bowtech, Mission, and Bear, with crossbows from Raven, 10-Point, Barnett, and Excalibur. And Fort Evans Archery has a sight range out to 60 yards. Fort Evans Archery, 998 Arden-Melville Road, Suite 2, Inwood, open Tuesday to Friday, 10 a.m. until 6, Saturdays 9:30 to 4. FortEvansArchery.com.
Welcome into your post-game show. Brought to you by Floor Pools. Make every day better with a hot tub or a swimming pool. Floor Pools has locations in Martinsburg, Chambersburg, and Hagerstown. Only 2 games in the PSAC have went final so far. You have a close one. Oh, sorry, didn't shoot over there. Let's get this up there. You've got Clarion versus Gannon in a nail-biter. Gannon has clawed their way back, and now Clarion is trying to score with 43 seconds left, and they are down in the red zone almost. They're at the 30-yard line, it looks like, with 43 seconds left, and Gannon is up 1 point. The other game that has went final in the PSAC is Slippery Rock versus Seton Hill. Slippery Rock has winning that game has won that game 49-7. As you know, your Shepherd Rams football game has went final. The only other 2 games that are going on right now is a Millersville versus Shippensburg, and that game is in the second quarter, about to go into halftime, as those games started at 2 o'clock, with Shippensburg 34-21 over Millersville right now. Number 16, California out of PA, obviously, playing Edinburgh. They are currently in a close matchup before halftime at 15-10 as well. Your other 2 games that have yet to be played, because there's one at 6 and then there's one at 6:05. You have Kutztown versus Lockhaven. That game is at 6. And then your 6:05 game is Bloomsburg versus East Stroudsburg. Some Mountain East games finally being played since it's now past 2 o'clock. They had a later window going on. Those games currently are going... Sorry, let me just switch it back over to me. Your Glenville, Frostburg State, your undefeated Frostburg State, that game is in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes left to go. That game is tied at 10. Other games before halftime, you have West Virginia State losing to Concord 21-14. Another game that you have is West Virginia Wesleyan losing to Fairmont State. That game is 34-0. As we're speaking, they just kicked the field goal, making it 35-0. Charleston is beating Wheeling 17-3. Those are the only games. That game has just went to halftime. The West Virginia Wesleyan Fairmont State game is about to go to halftime with 15 seconds left. And then the West Virginia State and Concord game is at 1:26. Those are the games that are going to halftime. Glenville State and Frostburg State, that game is in the fourth quarter with 6:33 left to go. They are still tied at 10. Some D1 football scores. Y'all aren't going to like hearing this one. Pittsburgh is beating number 25 Florida State 27-24. Another close game and a shocking game to some. Alabama is only winning by 3 points over Missouri 27-24. Ohio State is beating Illinois 34-10. Another close shocking game would be Ole Miss versus Washington State. That game is 17-14 Ole Miss currently. Other games, those are the only main 1 o'clock games. Another game that you all might be interested in is JMU versus Louisville. The Raging Cajuns, 21-14. JMU is on top there in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes and 8 seconds left to go. WVU is on a bye week this week as they take on, I'm not sure next week. I don't know why I said that. Marshall plays Old Dominion at 3:30. Some other 3:30 games, you have NC State versus Notre Dame, Oklahoma versus Texas, Indiana versus Oregon. A 7 o'clock game would be Florida versus Texas A&M. A 7:30 game that would be interesting is Kansas versus Texas Tech, Michigan versus USC, Georgia versus Auburn, and then a 7:45 game, you've got South Carolina versus LSU. Those are currently the only games that we have going on. If you're a West Virginia follower of the conference, the Big 12, you got BYU versus Arizona. That game will be played at 8 o'clock tonight. But other than that, no other really important games up here to showcase. And I think that's how we'll kick off the night. Everybody have a great night. Your Shepherd Rams get their second win of the season, 28-24. I'm Kyler High, Talk Radio, not Talk Radio today, on TV 10. Have a great night and be safe, everybody.
You've been watching play-by-play coverage of NCAA Division II football featuring the Shepherd University Rams and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Today's telecast has been brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, Smallwood and Small Insurance Agency, Powered Beck and Matzaref Law Offices, Senate Finance Chairman Jason Barrett, Hagerstown Ford, Fort Evans Archery, Rocks Local Markets, the Brown Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, the Larry DeMarco team at Century 21 Modern Realty Results, Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, Personal Injury Attorneys, Cody's Auto Body, the Palace Lounge, Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, the Berkeley County Health Department, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, Ameriprise Financial and the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, CMA Honda of Winchester, CMA Chevy and Toyota of Martinsburg, CMA Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Martinsburg, Dignity Memorial Rosedale Funeral Home and Cemetery of Martinsburg, Floor Pools of Martinsburg, Hagerstown, and Chambersburg, Inferno Brewery and Andy's Pizza. TV 10 Sports thanks you for watching today's presentation of Shepherd University Rams football. All rights reserved.